All right, looks like we are live. So, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Lecture Live episode 147. So many stream numbers, isn't there? Hope you guys were all doing well. Hope you had a great week and a very nice weekend. And so let's use my voice chat, shall we? So, waiting for me right now is Blaze and Shadow. Blaze is on mute, so I might just say Shadow unless Blaze unmutes himself. Yeah. Hello. Yo, how's it going?
Going pretty well.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, guys. I've had better days, but yeah, I'm doing good now. Hey, Exalted Nerd, first commenter. So yeah, what you guys up to? You gonna chat about something? Hi, Joseph. Just what, Shadow? Sorry.
We were just waiting for you.
You're waiting. Well, that's very kind of you. And I'm pretty excited too because we've got a special guest coming on, hopefully very soon, guys. Too. I think in maybe like 9 p.m. my time. That's what Blaze told me, special guest. And yeah, I'll let you guys know who it is near the time. But all I can say is I'm really excited because this is a guest I really wanted to talk to, and I really can't wait. You guys in the chat will know who he is because he joined last night, of course. Well, I think it was a couple of days ago, weren't it, Blaze, when you joined the server ready? Yeah, cheer me up if you can.
I got some pretty exciting stuff to show the after party.
Well, we're looking forward to that. And I got some pretty cool things in Manchester today, though. I was unfortunately delayed because I had to, wait for a package to come, so I had to wait before leaving, you see. Which was pretty annoying, but speaking of packages, though, Shadow, I see that you finally got to Tama Prairie physically at last. As you posted on there.
What did you have to spoil that? What did you have to spoil that?
Shadow, you posted it in there, so I think you spoiled it yourself.
No. Well, I wanted to. Okay, and place it.
Well, if you didn't want to spoil it, then why did you put him in the first place?
Yeah, sorry. But anyways, yeah, I'm happy that I got it.
Yeah. Because obviously you tweeted about it earlier, didn't you? And we tweeted it.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, how nice of Ozzy. Speaking of Ozzy, is he going to be late again tonight?
He will.
Well, I'll be looking forward to speaking to him as well, of course, and see how he's been doing, because we unfortunately couldn't talk to him last week because he was of course celebrating his birthday, wasn't he?
Yep.
So that's pretty exciting, I guess. He can probably tell us how it all went, really, in depth, of course, in detail. And so in about half an hour, I'll show you guys what I got, and then of course at 9 o'clock we'll have our special guest come on as well, which will be very exciting. And if Jay calls us, then you guys can keep a special guest, entertained, can't you, by asking the guest questions. Yeah, no spoilers about who it is, yeah. Because I want you guys to be happy about it. But if you want to have a contest of what category this guest falls in, it's another voice actor, okay? And he's also appearing in some live action roles too, which we'll be looking forward to talking about with him as well.
Here's the copy of Tama Prairie.
Yeah. Biggest voice actor, Blaze, really? Well, I'd say the biggest one we've had, Fred Tarshaw.
Yeah, but this one's also a legend. Oh, yeah.
Well, when you say big, Blaze, do you mean like big in terms of what we've done? Because Fred Tarshaw's done a massive range of voice roles, hasn't he? Massive.
Yeah.
And he was the guest we worked the hardest for getting on the stream as well, didn't we? Because it took its time, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And as well as that today as well, guys, I also got a litter tray from my room for my cats as well, because, yeah, they tend to spend the most every day in my room. And let's just say that sometimes when I get back from work, they leave me a little present, unfortunately, on the floor. I've got to clean up, unfortunately, so that's pretty annoying for me. But I got on a litter tray, today from Tesco. But you got a connection issue on your end, unfortunately. Because your voice was buffering.
Wait, I do?
Yeah, your mic was, buffering a bit, unfortunately. I couldn't make out what you were saying on my end, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm definitely very excited about speaking to someone. And so you guys are probably going to be wondering what I've been watching this week. So you know how I said last week that I might watch the first Insidious film on the Sunday last week? Well, I ended up watching the first 3. And to me, it's the only 3 of the Insidious franchise.
Yep, the rest are garbage.
As far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 Insidious films because I hated the 4th movie. And I also saw the recent one, The Red Door, and I thought it was rubbish. Like, they need to stop making those films as soon as possible. They need to stop making them at once. And
they really do.
Yep. And not only that as well, but well as that.
The last key was where he died.
Yeah, the last key was terrible. Really was. Boring as hell. And just terrible. It ruined a great ending of a third movie, the prequel, and the second one. The second film to me is, of course, the true ending in the timeline order, that is. But release date order, I'll say Insidious 3 is the last official one. Because 3 is a prequel, apparently. Which focuses, of course, on Elise. And then as well as that, I also as well, Shadow, watched the sequel to Train to Busan for your benefit, and I can tell you it's not worth your time in the slightest. It's rubbish. Because compared to
the trailer was enough for me to know that already.
Yeah, because none of the characters from the first film return. There's no connection really, apart from mentionings of a virus starting, on the train and whatever. And there's just characters I didn't really care about, and there was some plot holes as well, really, and it was boring too. There was also some scenes which were completely irrelevant to like a zombie film, really, just out of place, really. Like, for example, like gambling scenes and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just, just really dumb what we did with it. So yeah, I'll definitely be covering Train to Busan, and a movie didn't need a sequel after I covered Insidious 2. Really, Connor? You met you went so Nick Castle and Brad Dourif were at your convention you went to. That is awesome. I mean, did you get to speak to them, or were they like doing a Q&A? How did it happen? Did you get them to sign anything? What happened exactly? Please, because I'm definitely very intrigued about this. You got to meet Michael Myers and Chucky. Yeah, that's just incredible. You're well lucky. Wish I could meet them. I mean, out of the horror actors, of course.
Two of the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, the horror actor I'd love to meet them more. I mean, I'd love to meet Bruce Campbell because he plays my favourite horror hero of all time, Ash Williams. But in terms of horror villains, I'd love to meet Robert Englund a lot. I'd really love to meet Robert Englund.
Yeah, Robert Englund and Brad Dourif.
Yeah, because obviously, compared to Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund is so sweet in real life and friendly. I'd love to meet Robert. And I could talk on lots of roles that he's done with him, not just Freddy, but other roles too. That I definitely love from him. I mean, for example, my favorite role of his being Scarecrow in Injustice 2. I'll definitely as well ask him if how you can actually get Scarecrow to wear a hat in the game is if that was a reference to Freddy Krueger, and I'd love to hear what he said, really. You didn't get to meet them? Oh, that's a shame, but so they were talking on the stage with Brad and Fiona. That's really cool. I'm really glad you have an opportunity to see them, though, Connor. You're very lucky. Wish I could have been there to see them. Maybe in the future I will get to hopefully meet them one day. Who knows? But I am really grateful that I'll be speaking to someone later on, of course. At about 9 o'clock-ish, I think it is my time, because that's when Blaze told the special guest to arrive. And apparently the guest has told Blaze that he's getting ready some. So yeah, really excited.
He just went on message to me. He just went on message and I said it's in an hour. And yeah, he's like, all right.
Okay, it's good that he kept up to date with what to do. Yeah, that's good. In terms of watching bad things,
So
though,
yeah,
guys, unfortunately, though, I did rewatch Die Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul for the first time since I first ever saw it, and yeah, I still think it's absolute garbage to this day. Complete garbage, in my opinion. One of the absolute worst book adaptations of all time to me, and easily the worst Wimpy Kid movie I've ever seen. And it's Trash Talk we'll be releasing next week for you. So if you guys hate that film, you'll definitely be entertained by me raging about it. And yes, you will see my future self in the new house too, as well.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Whenever I write these, ideas down the trash talks, guys, what to say and all that, I plan what I'll do with my future self as well to make a difference each time too, as well. Because I don't want you guys to see the same thing each time. I want to give you something different to entertain by, otherwise you'll probably know what's coming, really. So...
Yeah.
And on a more positive note, though, however, yesterday I finally got around to watching The Equalizer 3, and I gotta say that I really loved it. Compared to other franchise finales, which have sucked, in my opinion, in recent times, this would have not be one of them because I really enjoyed it. I think it was definitely better than the second film, in my opinion. The second one, I think, is just okay, really, but third one I thought was great and was definitely a very good finale for Denzel's character, Robert, my favourite role of Denzel. And in the future, guys, I will post a ranking of the trilogy of The Equalizer, the 3 films.
Nice.
I'm hoping to get a third film on Blu-ray though for that video. But I've already got the first 2 films on Blu-ray, so I'm hoping to get a third one when it comes out eventually because it came to video on demand here in the UK. So hopefully, it'll come to Blu-ray and DVD soon too. I really hope. Oh, that's cool, Connor. Nick Castle hearted a picture of you on the convention's Facebook page. You're really lucky that you did that. Yeah, Nick Castle's awesome. I won't imagine any actor other than Nick playing Michael. I mean, that's what Exalted Nerd did on my Halloween ranking video, I think. Didn't you, Exalted Nerd, on Michael Myers, didn't you? Because you said yourself that no one can embody the shape better than Nick Castle.
So yeah, when it comes to what I've been watching...
Well, I'll ask you, Shadow, what have you been watching?
So yeah, on Sunday I watched David Fincher's new film, The Killer, with Michael Fassbender.
Right,
definitely a great film.
I'll see if I can go and watch it this week, hopefully.
I do still think it should have been released in theaters.
I mean, here in the UK, it did have a limited release, so there's that, but I'm not sure if it released in your country, Shadow, or not, in Norway, in theatres or not.
It didn't.
Oh, no, what a shame. Well, at least you got to watch it in some form or another.
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah. It's a shame it didn't get released in cinemas full on, though.
And then I watched 2 movies at the theater in a row, which was Johnny Depp's latest film, Sean the Body.
Oh, that's cool.
That was definitely a beautiful film.
It's not even come to cinemas in the UK yet for me, unfortunately, as far as I've noticed, really. So, yeah, I really want to check it out to support Johnny. But yeah, because you've praised it, it's giving me a lot of excitement for it. Hey, Knoxworth.
And also the director, Mai Wen, or however you pronounce it, yeah, she earned my respect recently as well.
Well, I can imagine because she's helped Johnny get his career back on track after the horrible ordeal he went through with Amber Turd. So yeah, respect to her for that. Mad respect to her. And then, Shadow, I also see that after that, you had the privilege of watching Martin Scorsese's new film, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, yeah.
What you said definitely made me excited to check it out eventually. I'm not sure if I can watch it straight away, because of work commitments, but yeah, I'm sure I'll try and find a way to watch it soon.
And for a 3-hour-long film, it really did not feel that long.
I mean, The Irishman for me was well paced, so maybe I'll feel the same with this.
Really.
I'm definitely excited about it, especially so I can see Martin's cast, and of course, Martin, whose birthday was yesterday, of course, he's one of those few directors left in this world who I still trust when making films. And based on what you said, Charlie, it sounds like he's still going strong.
Oh, yeah.
And then I also see, Shadow, that you also had the privilege again of rewatching the Lego Batman movie.
Yep.
Love that film so much.
As well as also rewatched Good Burger again.
Oh yeah, isn't that film where isn't that the film that you, Ozzy, and Ozzy and Lamont say is like so bad it's good?
Yeah, it's so
is
fun.
So is it basically? So is it basically? Is it basically where it's like it's bad in a good way, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's funny. Well, I suppose I'll probably give it a watch then. And oh yeah, the Garfield trailer dropped this week. What I'll say, guys, is that I'm intrigued to watch it, and
It's all right.
what I will say is that no matter if it's good or bad, I'm going to give it a watch, mainly in support of Chris Pratt and Samuel L. Jackson. That's what
Me
I'll
too.
say. I mean, I can't miss a film with Chris Pratt. He's a legend. So I'll definitely watch in support of Chris.
Forever.
I'll definitely watch in support for Chris, of course. Oh yeah, The Lost Boys is a great film. It's pretty cool that Kiefer Sutherland and Jason Patric were there for the convention. It's a shame we unfortunately lost Corey Haim way too soon as well, isn't it, sadly? Rest in peace to Corey. Hello.
And I was hoping to watch The Lost Boys last October, but
I mean, there's no stopping you watching it now if you want.
Happened.
There's no stopping you watching it now if you want to, Shadow. There's no rush or anything like that, or nothing stopping you. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, look at me. Even though Halloween's past, I've watched some horror films recently. And even, of course, on Halloween night, I watched Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I had a blast with it. I love that movie. An example of film critics hate repeat, but I love. As a fan of FNAF, I loved it. I love how they stayed really faithful to the games and just amazing. Loved it. No waterness either. I don't noticed either. Hey, Darth Prime.
Yeah, I didn't know this. I know that.
Yeah, I loved it. Oh, Derek Mears, he's cool. Yeah, I know him for being he plays like big characters in costumes, doesn't he? And he of course played Jason in the remake of Friday 13th. Did a great job playing Jason. Doing good, thank you, Black Hood. Hope you're doing well. So, and when it comes to this week as well, Shadow, I know you spoke very highly of this film before. I'm hoping to eventually check out The Pianist film.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I want to see it, because I've heard good things about it, and of course, Adrian Brody, of course, became the youngest actor to win an Oscar for that film because once in his 20s when he won the Oscar for it.
Yeah.
And Shadow, would you say
and
Shadow, based on how you say it's your favorite role of his, would you say he definitely deserved the Oscar for it?
He did.
Well, that gives me a lot of excitement to eventually check it out. But tomorrow, guys, I'll be rewatching Home Alone. So that'll be fun. Yeah. And that'll be a review where, of course, compared to a trash talk I'll be doing for A Wrong Call, which is coming out this week, it'll be pure love. For the first two films, that is, because those are all the films in Home Alone that I like. The others, no. I think I already am a voice actor, Black Hood. I already am a voice actor, lots of voice acting. If you want to see an example of me being a voice actor, watch How the Transformers story on my channel. Watch that. Because I've voiced nearly every single character on that, with a few occasional special guests in it, like Blaze, for example. He was here in the chat saying he wants to be a voice actor too. So, yeah.
Yep, and the hounds is to be awesome.
Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Shadow. I've not got the time or energy to make a comic dub. I'm not doing that. That'd take way too much time in my day, and I'm really busy with my job and all that. I ain't got time to do comic dubs. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And in terms of games I've played this week as well, guys, I managed to platinum Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7 on Sunday on PS4. And this is the first time where I've platinumed a game on both its console and portable counterparts as well. So that was definitely an achievement I never thought I'd get, but I'm very happy to have done that. And based on my experience of platinuming it, it was definitely a lot of fun, and it's quite simple to do. I mean, my roadmap for platinuming games like Lego games is to simply is to, do a story mode first, because that's how you're going to unlock everything, the open world areas and the characters you'll need. And then what I also suggest is check how much characters you have so far, and check if there's any that you need for specific puzzles that you've not unlocked yet, and go and unlock those. When you got all you need, I'd then suggest you do free play on all the levels, story mode and bonus levels, all those. And then once you've completed the levels, got all the collectibles and the true status on them, of course, just have fun in, the open worlds, because there'll probably be a lot for you to do, especially in Hogwarts, in like a Harry Potter. And then the cleanup process.
Really has some grand control people.
Sorry, what does Blaze? What is Grand Choice Blaze?
The game Prey, the one
Prey.
good.
Well, I'm talking about Lego games.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and so when it comes to that, of course, it was definitely a lot of fun. And now, guys, I'm currently playing the Lego Ninjago Movies game, and so far I have some thoughts on it. I think it's, decently fun, in my opinion. I love the ninja combat, and I'm glad we brought back spin jitsu as well, of course, too. And I think the open worlds are really good, but what I think is questionable, though, is probably how the levels are pretty much just the open world, really, and how it's emphasized a lot on, with 360 degrees camera angle where you can turn around all the time, not in the levels where it's just one angle. I think it's questionable, really. I mean, you guys may like it or hate it. I'm sort of in the middle, really, because I love open world, open-ended games, really. And I also, as well, think the voice acting, some of it sucks, in my opinion, too, I think.
Yeah, it's not as good as the movie.
And what I think is weird is they actually use scenes from the film lifted right there from it, right? And but we got the actors in the game to read double lines for some reason, rather than just use the original voice like in the Lego Movies game. For cutscenes where it's lifted straight from a movie. And and of course, I also personally think the voice for Garmadon sucks too. In this, sounds absolutely nothing like Justin Theroux, because Justin Theroux was a lot deeper, wasn't he, compared to the game's voice? A lot deeper, and in my opinion, funnier too. Although I will say, though, guys, that to me, the best Ninjago media will always be the show when it started.
Yep.
And I say when it started because I didn't like how they included some like anime scenes for some reason later on. I thought that was a decline, really, just stupid move in my opinion. So I didn't really like that thing, really.
And as an anime fan myself, I hated that in the show.
It's just out of place. Like, it's a Lego show, not an anime show, for crying out loud. And of course, guys, I stopped watching the show when we unfortunately lost Kirby Morrow, who plays my favourite character, Cole. So he of course recorded his dialogue for the season, which was unfortunately his last. So I watched his last season, and then I stopped watching Ninjago because I feel that I can't really continue the show without him, really. I don't think it'd feel right, to be honest. So I stopped with his last episode.
Yeah, and also I think it ended perfectly too.
Yeah, I think so too, and I've also not heard good things about what came after it as well. That episode apparently it's all gone downhill, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's literally just full of Skywalker all over again.
Unfortunately, I don't drink energy drinks because they're not good for my health. I don't drink them. I tend to drink sugar-free soft drinks, to be honest. Like Coke Zero or Pepsi Max, to be honest. I don't really tend to drink energy drinks because they're bad for my health. There's also a rare occasion tonight, guys, because both my cats are on my bed right now. You can see Susie's there, and Lily's behind me having a sleep. So it's definitely amazing to have both in the company. My two best friends right there. Amazing.
Aww.
It took its time, though, because back at my old house, they'd hate to be on the same bed and all that, but yeah. But they're here with me right now. Since they moved into this house, these two, they've both been in this room a lot, and not really wanted to leave it, really. And that's why, unfortunately, when I've come for work sometimes, I've seen them have accidents on the floor, sadly, so I've had to clean it up. Which is why I got my trade states, in case there'd been a toilet in my room, It's down there, out of the way, though. So, yeah. It's not going to cause a mess, thankfully. But as a cat owner, I've got to take responsibility, haven't I? That's what I'm gonna do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's nice, Connor. Yeah, that was a stupid move, Exalted, how he made Garmadon evil again. Bad move.
Like, that just made his entire journey in the first seasons pointless.
Exactly. Stupid move. I'd love to Nox eventually make a video of them sleeping. 1 hour video of them, really. That depends on how long they want to sleep for, because sometimes they just wake up out of nowhere, really. But I'm sure you
I
guys
do
will come
enjoy
up
the Ninjago for the most part, but yeah, making Garmadon evil again.
Dumb move.
That shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And eventually as well, guys, I'll also be starting as well the game Shadow of Ronin, because I've on PS Vita. I'll play that. It's a shame they didn't do it for, the main consoles, isn't it? Just on portable consoles, Shadow of Ronin. I mean, because Ozzy's told me that he thinks it's better than the Lego Ninjago movie game, so it's a shame, but it's only on portable devices, the Shadow of Ronin game. When it comes to, Ninjago's games, though, guys, I also do not want to play Nindroid, another PS Vita and 3DS and, mobile game for Ninjago, because it's going through the same pattern they went through with the versions for Lego Marvel Super Heroes 1 and the Lego movies versions, because they're like, it's just, like time limits and all that and challenges to do. And you can barely do any of the abilities. I don't want to do that. Because personally, guys, I find the challenges stressful and the time limit challenges, I just can't do it.
I hate them.
Yeah, I'm sick of them. I just get anxiety when it happens, really. I mean, Lego Complete Saga had it in the Mustafar battle, didn't it? When you're, of course, escaping from, the collapsing building from a lava, Because you've got to move all the objects to prop it up the wall, haven't you? To increase the time limit, but stressful.
Yeah. And when you fail, you have to start all over again.
It's even worse when you do it in co-op, Shadow. Much worse if it's in co-op.
Yeah, you can barely see a thing.
I mean, because imagine if, like, one of us was, like, very far ahead making progress, but then one of us died. We have to restart the chasing all over again.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I mean, I went through that a lot of times when I played it with Peter when we were kids on Xbox 360. It was a nightmare to get through. I mean, eventually he decided to turn off his controller and let me do it myself, because I've done it before. We played together, and then when I got past that lava escape, I gave him the controller back, and we played the rest of the level.
Smart move.
Yeah, that worked for us. Oh, that's cool, Connor. Lots of people at these conventions I know of. Roger Jackson and David Arquette. That's amazing. Yep. You got to keep a redeeming character good. Please don't make him evil again, because it defeats the whole purpose of redemption. What redemption is it going to be when they're evil again? It's not redemption at all.
Yeah, and even after season, it gave Garmadon a sort of redemption arc. So what's the point of that?
When it's already happened. Yeah, I just think it was a stupid move, really. And it made me start to lose interest in the series, but I still kept watching it for Kirby, though.
I think season 8 would have been a little bit better if Harumi was the villain.
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot better if he did that, really. When it comes to Lego Shadow, there's another franchise that I'm aware of, because it appears in Lego Dimensions, like a Lego exclusive franchise, and it's also had a cameo appearance in Ninjago at one point, and that's Chima. Would you recommend Chima?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'll probably consider checking it out then. I mean, I know a few of the characters, like Lavore the Lion and Krogger the Crocodile and Eris the Eagle, so I know those in Lego Dimensions, but yeah, that's all I know, really.
And this is one of the few times where a show gets better with each season.
Really? Well, that's definitely making me looking forward to eventually checking out one day. There's also a PS Vita game for Chima 2 as well, which I'm aware of, which I've not had a chance to play yet, but I might probably consider it if I find it one day. But I think I might watch the show first, and judge it for myself before I consider getting the game. See if it's worth it,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how it works. And now, guys, we are half an hour into stream, so I thought I'd show you guys what I got this week, and at a good pace too, because we'll have our guests coming on pretty soon as well. So yeah, let's do this. So in terms of unboxings, as you guys in my server saw today, I unboxed my figure of Burt Ward's Robin from the 1966 Batman TV series and the film. The fan toys really did a great job making this figure, and on my desk, guys, he's going to be stood with Batman. I think it makes sense, right? Dynamic duo, innit?
Of course.
Yeah. And then, guys, as well, I got some video games today. So it's only 3 today, though, because I couldn't really see much. One of them, well, it's actually 2 of them, but 2 from the same franchise, and they both, it's kind of like a stealth franchise, of course, which I already got some games for last week, and it involves, like stealth, and where you play a character in a suit who, of course, hunts people. And the main character is an agent as well, guys. And if you guys are familiar with voice actors, he's voiced by David Bateson. So if you guys know that, you'll probably know who I'm talking about.
Kind of a Hitman.
Well, you're actually right, Shadow, because I got the first 2 games of that new, trilogy they did of it. Yeah. And Agent 47 is definitely one of my favorite game characters of all time. So yeah, I got these first 2. Hopefully I'll find 3 again to play on PS4. I'll play on Xbox One before I might get it on PS4. Hopefully one day if I see it. So yeah. I mean, Shadow, have you ever played Hitman before?
No.
All right, well,
But do you want to?
Yeah, they're definitely really great games. Yeah, I mean, if you're fan of like stealth games and all that, really. And then, guys, I got a game for PS Vita today. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any PS3 games I needed to get, sadly. But I got a PS Vita game, which I've been keen on getting, and it's another Lego game as well. Because as you guys know, when it comes to my Lego marathons, I want to play both the console and portable versions of games, really. For the most part, there's some portable versions I don't want to play, but yeah, I'll let you guys guess what Vita Lego game this is. And Ozzy's played this as well, so he'll probably know what it is too if he was here.
Is it Lego City?
No, because unfortunately they did not release that for portable console apart from the Switch, sadly. Wish we did, to be honest. I think it would have been really great on it. They did a prequel both for 3DS, but sadly they didn't get put on the Vita, sadly. The prequel.
Is it?
It is from
2023.
No, I've already got like round 3, and I don't want to play that anymore because I was just had a platinum. But it's from 2010's decade, though. And obviously as well, guys, it's also before 2016 because that's when we started doing Lego games for PS Vita, unfortunately. I mean, if you've gone blank, Shadow, I'll save a tagline on the top here for you. Okay, so in that case, experience an unforgettable journey that's 65 million bricks in the making.
Jurassic World.
Yep, on PS Vita. Audis played this. I know he praised it, so I think I might like it as well. Yeah. I've already platinumed this on PS4, and I'm wondering, will I be able to make history repeat itself on PS Vita? Who knows? But unfortunately, it's got those challenges in, like round 3s, but hopefully they won't be as horrible as ones on the 2013 and 14 Lego games, which in my opinion were a joke. That's Lego Jurassic World. And then I got some films today as well. So, well, actually, one was actually a TV show as well. And it's actually for a second season for one of my favourite superhero shows of all time as well. One that's definitely, in my opinion, far better than any of the MCU's Disney Plus garbage as well. Back when they used to make good shows, I must say. No, Con, it's a Marvel show I've got here, and it's better than any of the Disney Plus shows. Yeah, well done, Knox. With it's Daredevil season 2. I've already got a first season on Blu-ray, and I got a second season from HMV today. I was very lucky to find it. So yeah, get in. Yeah, to this day, guys, I'm still angry.
Daredevil was still a badass.
Sorry, what?
Back when Daredevil was still a badass.
Indeed, compared to nowadays, where he's an absolute joke.
It was just a pussy.
Yeah, and he's an absolute joke. And then, guys, I got a film which is by one of my favorite directors of all time, Guillermo del Toro, and it won the Oscar for Best Picture as well. So don't guess what it is, guys. It's one of my favorite films by del Toro. But I needed to get desperately. I finally found it today.
Best Picture winner from Guillermo del Toro.
I think it's probably my second favorite film by him, maybe.
Which year did it come out?
2017, it says on here. I think it was 2017 when it came out.
Oh, then The Shape of Water.
It is The Shape of Water. Love this film. Has my favourite role of all time from Sally Hawkins, guys, and also my second favourite role of Michael Shannon as well, after General Zod. And then as well, guys, I got...
So masterpiece.
Absolutely. Del Toro is an absolute legend. Another example of a director I still trust today as well. And then, guys, it's also a pity that Ozzy's not here because I got one of my favourite comedy films of all time today as well, which is actually a parody film as well.
Oh, he's coming soon.
Well, I'll let you guess, Shadow, then, because this is a parody film, and it parodies lots of popular franchises in science fiction.
Oh, is it Spaceballs?
It is. On Blu-ray. This is hands down my favourite film directed by Mel Brooks. My favourite roles of his in live action too as well, and it's one of the funniest ones I've ever seen in my life. Like, for this whole film, I was dying with laughter. And then, guys, when it comes to films, I finally I got a Blu-ray Steelbook upgrade for a superhero film, and it's also a Spider-Man film as well. And I regard this as also, in my opinion, the most... Sorry, what? Sorry, what, Shadow?
I was saying Spider-Man 2, but I'm guessing that's not it.
I've already got Spider-Man 2. It came out last year. So, and obviously that will be my main target for Steelbook. It's my favourite film. But this is actually, in my opinion, the most underrated Spider-Man film of all time, actually. No, it's not No Way Home. Couldn't find that Steelbook, unfortunately. But yeah, to me, it's the most underrated one, this film. The most underrated one. If you see my reviews for films, you'll know what I'm talking about.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep. The Amazing Spider-Man, the first film. So yeah, front of see Spidey on the on the back is just, you know, New York skyline. Yeah, Shazam.
Thank God it wasn't the garbage sequel.
Yeah, I'm not planning to go out to Steelbook anytime soon. Absolutely not. Hate that film. And then, guys, I got a figure for another Batman villain, actually, as well. And it's actually part of the animated series Toyland, so I couldn't say no to getting this figure. So, take a guess, guys. It's a Batman villain from the animated series that I got a figure of today. And if you guys... No, it's not Killer Croc. If you guys are familiar with a voice cast, this character is voiced by Henry Rollins Jr., I think it is. Henry Rollins Jr. It's not Joker. I couldn't find Joker. I really wanted to figure a Joker, but yeah. He's also Henry Rollins Jr. in this show. Henry Rollins Jr. And let's just say that if you ever encounter him, he'll definitely give you something to fear. Yeah, well done, Joseph. It's Scarecrow from the animated series. Yeah, comes with a scythe and alternate hands and an alternate head as well for Jonathan Crane, and also the parts of the Condiment King, which looks like his torso and head. So yeah. Although I will say it was a questionable choice for them to make Condiment King a buildable character. I'd suggest Killer Croc or Bane to be a buildable character, but pretty weird if you ask me how they made it to be Condiment King of all characters. But that is it for what I got this week, guys. So by all means, tell me what your favourite thing was. What I got, go for it.
I think I'll go with the Scarecrow figure.
That's cool.
And Tassom.
That's awesome. Well, I would ask Blaze to be on mute, so he must be busy with something, I think. That's cool, Knox. Maybe I'm definitely really glad I got Dead Series 2. I especially love that season because it introduced Punisher as well, and John Bernthal was perfect casting, nailed it. I really do miss the Netflix era for Marvel. I really do. For the good shows, that is. Because I will say that I was disappointed with with the second seasons for both Luke Cage and for Iron Fist, in my opinion. I was disappointed with those two seasons. I personally as well think that Luke Cage. I personally think that Luke Cage began to go downhill when Marshall Ali left the series.
Yep, that's when the show died for me.
After that, I just think it got really boring, in my opinion, and yeah. But I would say that I would however take it was not so good seasons over what Disney's doing to Marvel nowadays. Well, any day. If you were to ask me, would you rather watch Disney's Marvel or these shows? I'd watch these shows. Ozzy's here.
Hey guys, what's up?
We're just doing the stream right now, Ozzy, and so did you see what I got this week, Ozzy, before you joined?
I saw some of it. I saw Spaceballs, TASM 1 Steelbook, and the Scarecrow figure.
Yeah, and you'll also be pleased to know as well that I got Lego Jurassic World on PS Vita as well.
Cool.
And I know that you talk positively about it, so I thought I'd play it for myself and see what I think of it as well.
Yeah, I think I may enjoy it.
But I won't play until I play Shadow of War anymore, because that's the next Lego game I plan to play on Vita more.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because in all honesty, I've given up on Lego Batman 3 now because of that stupid glitch that happened with the suits unlocked. So I've given up on that game now on Vita, which is a letdown for me because I was really enjoying that game on PS Vita. And the glitch happened.
Also, if you
just gave up.
Also, if you're wondering what's the favorite thing you got this week, Spaceballs.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say that because when I was showing it on the stream, I said it's a pity you weren't here because you'd probably be really happy to see this, and yeah, you just told me your favorite thing I got. And also, if you're familiar with Hitman as well, the game, I got the first two games of that new trilogy they did of Hitman, the recent trilogy of it.
Well, I haven't played Hitman games yet, but cool.
Yeah, and also as well, of course, Daredevil Series 2 and Shape of Water, great stuff, really, and yeah.
Nice.
As you may be aware as well, we'd also have a special guest coming on pretty soon as well, which I'm very excited about. I'll probably say who it is when it close to the hour.
17 minutes. 16 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. In about 10 seconds, it will be 16 minutes on my clock, yeah, for a stream, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely very excited, of course, for this opportunity. And, yeah. And in terms of what I've been playing this week as well, guys, Ozzy, you'll be aware, of course, I started with Lego Ninjago movie game, and I do have some thoughts on it, though, I will say. It seems that Lego Skywalker Saga took lots of inspiration from this game in terms of the combat and the open world focus, really, I must say.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah. Although I do think Lego Skywalker Saga handled it better, though, in terms of a level, because you know it's a level, don't you, because of the true Jedi status on the top, don't you?
Yeah, with Lego Ninjago, it's kind of hard to tell if you're in a level or not.
And I guess when I finish the game, all I can do is just explore, can't I? But what is apparently the levels, because apparently each level is a location to explore, isn't it, for some reason?
Yeah, it's like a criticism I have for the game, which you can tell easily.
Like, because I'd love to relive the cutscenes again, you know, and all that, really, and mistakes of it, but because it's open world.
Austin! Oh my god.
Was that a jump scare?
You scared me, please. Yeah, you scared me.
Huh.
Yeah, Austin, guess what? Me before the stream as well. Oh.
Yeah. Take care, Connor. Thanks for being here. Tell us about your amazing story about convention. It was awesome to hear. You're really looking for all those people, yeah. And so, and Ozzy, you'll also be pleased to know that tomorrow I'll be rewatching Home Alone as well.
Nice.
Yeah. I like to pick Sundays as a good day to watch, you know, like DVDs and all that, really, because I have more time on my hands, really. Whereas during the week, I don't really have much time to watch films with your DVDs, you know, because it's setting up and all that. I've got to plug into my TV, you see, and all that. It takes time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, all I can say is, you know, things take time, so I've got to accept it, really. It was one that I hate in life, guys. It's being rushed. I personally hate that.
Oh, tell me about it.
Like, it's important to take your time because it means your mind can stay calm. You know, there's that saying, if you have a calm mind, you've got a better focus.
Yep, and remember, you can't rush art.
Yeah, Toy Story 2 quote right there, which I've said several times, yeah. So, all I can say, of course, is that I just feel that, you know, rushing in life, it does my head in, and I just want to take my time. I'm thankful that now I moved house, I don't need to worry about, you know, the pressure of, you know, packing because now I can just unpack my things at my own pace. No rush, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because gradually I've been setting up my room a bit more, guys. I put some posters today. For example, I put my Spider-Man 2 poster over there near my TV. You guys probably can't see it because it's a different angle, but yeah, set up finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I tend to organize my favourite posters first, you know? And yeah. And of course, as well, tomorrow I'll be definitely filming a video on why Insidious 2 did not need sequels as well. Yeah, because as you guys know, Insidious 2 is the last one in the timeline order that I can accept as canon because 3 is a prequel, of course, and I can accept it. Hi, Jedi Prime. Well, guys, people in the comments are behaving themselves, which is very relieving. I'm very happy about that. Compared to a certain someone last week who betrayed me and made fun of me.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, I have a doubts about that guy before, and I don't know why I blocked him for the first time. I regret not blocking him the first time now. I should have done it. But this is what happens when I forgive people because they on me like that, you know. I miss those days. And also, he didn't even do his homework either because he was saying, you know, why are you excited for this when John's not even in Ballerina? But like, duh, he is in the film.
He's stupid. I remember you raised that, man. He's in the freaking movie.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not gonna have. I mean, I get he's gonna have a minor. I think he's most likely gonna have a minor role to spin off. He's still in it.
Exactly. And even if John's not in the film, I still want to watch it because I want to pay my respects to Lance Reddick because it's one of his final films as well. And I love Lance Reddick as an actor. I want to pay my respects. Not wrong with that. And of course, as well, when it comes to John Wick Media, which doesn't even include John, you know, I'm still going to enjoy it way because I love the Continental show. Love that show. And John leaving in that because it's a prequel show. I loved it. So I'm going to, you know, watch this ballerina film whether that traitor likes it or not. And it's my most anticipated live action film next year too, as well, I must say. So yeah. But yeah, thankfully, guys, I blocked that traitor last week as well. So yeah, good riddance.
Good riddance to him.
Because he didn't even like try and say sorry or anything like that, really. He just left, really.
Left without saying a word.
Just the coward's way out.
Yeah.
Because whenever, I make a mistake in life, guys, I try to make amends and say sorry immediately, but that guy on last week, he just left, didn't he? I just think it's an absolute joke these days, really. How I can say I'm excited for something and get laughed at,
Shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't be like that at all. Like, when you guys tell me that you're going to watch something, I'm not going to laugh at you. I'll be happy for you. What I don't like, though, of course, is also when people try and make you watch something you don't want to watch too as well. That's also, in my opinion, not good.
Yeah, that gets really on my nerves.
Yeah. Like, you should watch whether you want them and play whatever game you want, and no one should, tell you what you should do and not do,
Yeah, like what I'm about to do right now.
Yeah, what are you going to do, Ozzy?
I'm about to play my Switch.
Very nice, and I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, that's great. Right after I put my glasses on because I can't see.
Blaze, I'd much rather interview actors that I know really well. Not actors who I don't know that well. I'd rather interview people I know really well, to be honest.
Yeah, it's best to just start with that. Yeah.
Because if I interview someone who I don't have a clue about, what can we talk about?
It's going to be kind of awkward.
We'll probably run out of topics easily. And that's disappointing for me, really. So that's why when I'm picking who to talk to, with Blaze helping because he gets in touch with them on my behalf, I make sure it's people that I want to talk to, who I know really well. Yeah. Well, you do you, Blaze. Good luck to you finding Andrew Morgado. So, yeah. Hopefully you and him can have a good conversation. If you know him from other things that I don't know of, you do that. But actors who I don't know, I won't be able to talk to on here, because I won't know what to talk about, I don't want to be sat here, speechless,
Yeah, because it's kind of like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, exactly. What can you say when you don't know what to talk about? I mean, sometimes, guys, when interviewing actors, because I forget certain things or I don't know what to talk, I try to make up questions on the spot, really, improvise. It's hard, really, but I must say. But thankfully, the interviews have gone really well so far, the ones who we've spoken to. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, you'll be joining soon.
Well, that being said, guys, I think now might be a good time for me to reveal who our special guest will be. Because, guys, this is a voice actor who actually voices my favourite character of all time, Optimus Prime, and also Optimus Primal. And that, of course, guys, is the legendary one and only Garry Chalk. And I am very excited to interview Garry. He's been in lots of, voice roles that I know of and live action roles too as well. Yeah. We'll definitely round of applause when he comes on, guys. Absolutely. You guys do that because I don't know how to do that sound effects thing on Discord. You guys do that.
Yep, I'm gonna have it ready.
Brilliant. Well, that's just Prime indeed. Yeah, his catchphrase.
Yeah, I've heard him in Transformers Energon, his version of Optimus.
Yeah, he did it in that because
he was also in Ninjago.
Ninjago, yes, he was, and because he's Canadian, isn't he, Garry? So yeah, makes sense. So he was in Ninjago, and if you guys are Sonic fans, he voiced Sonic Underground. So if you guys know that show, that he did a voice for Eggman in that, yeah, and because it's
I know that.
Yeah, and of course, what's awesome is he got to a cameo appearance as a government official in a Sonic movie, the first live action movie, which was pretty awesome.
Oh, I didn't even know he carried it. And as well as that guy, he was in Watchmen.
Indeed, he was, yeah. So it's going to be very exciting to talk to him. So get questions ready, guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun talking to Garry. And yeah, we'll take our time with asking questions, though. Of course, yeah. Ozzy's playing a match, pretty cool. 6 minutes.
I'm gonna switch.
No problem.
6 minutes. And if you're wondering what game I'm playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That's cool. Definitely very excited to talk to Garry, and Ozzy's playing a game which is really cool. I'm eating chocolate right now. In anticipation.
I actually had a chocolate milkshake earlier.
That's cool. What a coincidence.
Coincidence? Not.
And since I played today, though, guys, I started Infamous 2 on PS3, and I think it's one of the greatest video game sequels ever made, in my opinion. And I've only just started it. It's phenomenal. Love that game. And I play the games in order, for sake of, consistency with a timeline, but also because YouTubers recommend you to play the first game and the second game because you'll see how much different the second game is and how much it improves.
Also, I think it's good timing to announce a show I started last night.
What is it?
What is this one?
Hold on, I gotta get my phone. I Better Call Saul.
Oh, you're watching Better Call Saul?
Yep, I had to announce it like that. I started the first episode last night, and I already like it.
Nice. Well, from then on, it's just gonna go uphill. Instead of
I figured it's about time to start a new show.
Let me just give Gary the role players. Yeah, let him know that I'm giving him a role, and then he can join us.
All right.
Trusted. Save. Okay, and then hopefully he can join us. But he's welcome to join whenever he wants to, yeah. Feel free to press wave, guys, as well for him on the top one as well if you want to. Make him feel welcome. There's probably going to be people here who, won't be on the stream who will probably want to see him here, But yeah, let's be ready. If you have trouble, tell him to scroll down and he'll see us waiting for him. Like, it's happened before with other guests. Oh,
he's here.
Okay. Oh. Oh, it looks like Gary's on mute right now. I'm not sure if Gary can hear us or not, but yeah.
I mean, he just has to tap the mic button. It doesn't show the headphones block it, so he just has to type the mic.
Yeah.
He just has to type the mic and button, and then he's unmuted. But Blaze could help him out with that one.
Yeah. Blaze knows what to do, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right now texting about it.
Cool. And then hopefully we can get this all running, which I'm very excited about.
Really excited.
Yeah.
Really excited for this.
This stream's been a long time coming.
I think Gary's just waiting till.
Okay. No problem.
He's turning his camera on.
Wait, Gary. Yeah, Gary turned his camera on.
Maybe he's setting everything up or something. I don't know what's going on.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still loading.
Patience is a virtue. We can wait as long as it takes, yeah.
And it also depends on how much time he has.
Yeah. Just letting Patrick know as well, because he's also a fan of Gary as well, so I thought I'd let Patrick know.
Should I ask Alessandro?
If you want to, yeah. He's not online, but so I don't know if he's going to see it or not.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him.
Oh, hi, Gary. Can you hear us, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Gary, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh. I can't hear a thing.
Okay.
Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe it's.
I can't.
I'll just temporarily leave and come back and see if I can get in. Oh, okay. Oh no.
Here.
Oh, what's happening?
Can you guys hear Gary? Because I can't hear Gary, unfortunately.
I can't.
But yeah, welcome Gary. It's an honour to have you here.
Here, let me try.
Is everything right now?
I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, it's a huge honour to have you here, Gary. Welcome.
It is an honor, sir.
Great to have you.
Now that's just
man.
prime.
I have no freaking idea what's going on.
I have no idea.
Is this kind of similar to the Vic Challenge review?
It is pretty much, actually.
Yeah, it's happened before, guys, but I mean, hopefully we can get it resolved. But yeah, maybe if I switch devices, it might probably make a difference or something. Let's see if that works. I've got my iPad here, so hopefully that'll do something. Okay, I don't know if it's working now or not.
Gary?
Is it working?
Can you hear us now? Wait, I'm helping him right now.
You're helping him, Blaze. Okay. Is everything? Is it all going okay? Well, I hope it is. Oh no, it says guy got unstable internet connection. Ouch. Okay. I mean, it says Gary's not on mute, so yeah. Oh.
I can't hear him.
Oh dear. But try and join my. I mean, hopefully we'll get it all running.
Oh, man, really freaking hope so.
Discord is really stupid at times, isn't it? Really stupid how it does this to us. When we have a guest of honor here. Oh.
Damn.
I'll pause on my phone again, see if that'll make a difference again. It's still not working. Oh. Tell you what, maybe something's wrong with the account, maybe something. I don't know, because you know, the connection for me seems okay, but for my end, but yeah. I have no idea what's going on.
Or Gary, maybe you can try to see how large your volume is.
Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with the volume, maybe or something. I don't know what's going on.
And maybe you have your laptop or whatever you use on mute.
Maybe that's it. I don't know how Gary's communicating to us, so yeah. Or maybe I mean, this isn't the first time it's happened, because it happened with Vic Child, isn't it, guys? So yeah, this isn't the first time.
I remember that Vic had to restart his computer when it happened.
Maybe that could be a good idea.
Yeah, Gary, why don't you try that?
Yeah, Gary, I don't know what you're using to talk to us on, but whatever it is, maybe try restarting it and come back to us, and hopefully that will probably fix the issue we're having right now, hopefully. I mean, I was worried it was probably my end that was broken, but yeah, I've tried several times.
Yeah,
hey guys, help him.
I can't get him either.
Okay.
I mean, look, I don't think anything's wrong on your end, because I can't hear me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't either.
And I have stable enough internet connection, so.
Yeah. Oh, other accounts. Okay. Is that gonna?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
we now I can hear you, Gary. Yay.
Oh, was a screwball on my. It was a screwball thing on my laptop.
Oh.
So I think it's a thing because my laptop's old, but my iPad's new. So.
Okay.
Oh, no problem. Well, that being said, though, welcome, Gary. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a huge honor.
There we go.
Thank you so much for joining us, Gary. It's a huge honor.
It's a huge honor, sir.
Yeah, it's great to
It's
have
a
you
huge
here.
honor, Gary.
Yeah, thank you,
Can
Gary.
you see me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
You can hear me. Excellent.
yeah, we can hear you loud and clear now.
How are you?
Yeah,
we can hear
we're
very
really good.
well.
We're happy to have you
Very
here,
well.
Gary. It's
Very
a
well.
huge honor, and thank you so much for taking your time to join us. It's a huge honor.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and
I
so
don't see it as a huge honor. That's just me.
and yeah, so
I'm
Gary.
just sitting up here in my man cave.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice,
Ooh,
your man
nice.
cave. Very nice setup you got there, and so Gary, you're probably going to be wondering, what is my favorite role you've played in your career? And for me, no question asked, it's going to be Optimus Prime for me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite role you've
I
played.
didn't quite catch the question.
Yeah.
What was the question?
I was telling you my favorite role you've played is Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite role you've played, and it's a huge honor that I have an Optimus Prime voice here right now. It's a huge honor.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah, and I remember watching Transformers Armada when I was a kid, and you as Optimus Prime was amazing. And so, I mean, my first question I'd like to ask you, Gary, is, you know, when you first voiced Optimus Prime, how did you first create the voice for this iconic character? How did you create your voice for Optimus Prime? How did it do? Like, how did that work exactly?
Well, the way I created it is I first took my voice of Optimus Primal.
Yeah, in Beast Wars, yes.
He was more of an animal, and
Yes.
I basically made him just like me. And then with Armada, I just added a mechanical element to
Yeah, that's
to the
amazing.
voice, up with that voice. But I still wanted to maintain that humanity in the voice, and without using all the special effects and stuff. So I did that, and they seemed to like it. At first, they wanted me to sound like Peter Cullen. Well,
Oh. Wait, something's happening, guys. It says unstable internet connection. Oh no. Oh dear. Hang on a second.
knew about. The only thing I knew. Something happened?
Yeah, it was a bit of an unstable connection for me, sadly, but yeah. Yeah, continue, Gary. Please continue.
Yeah, sorry. So my only exposure to the Transformers before that was doing the commercials of Transformers Generation 2.
Oh, that's
back
cool.
then, and doing the toy commercials.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And I sort of knew what the Transformers were, but I had no idea of its following. To me, it was a toy that people played with. I didn't realize it was a television series. Mind you, got to remember, I was a lot older. So,
yeah.
When I came, I had no preconceptions of what the voice was going to sound like. I just gave the voice that I wanted to give and imbue that character with some human qualities and imbue him with the qualities of what does a leader sound like, what does a compassionate player sound like, what does your pal sound like? I mean, what does a role model? Because that was the thing that got me about it, is that, well, these days, there are not too many positive role models I'm finding, and I thought it would be very important to have a role model that people could aspire to without betraying them, and that's the worst thing, is the betrayal, and I could never do that. So basically what you're saying is who I am. That's why.
Well, that's brilliant, and I definitely really love your performance. And so, with this character, Garry, if you were asked to play him again, would you jump to a chance?
If I had an opportunity to do it again?
Yeah, would you do it? Would you do it? Like, would you say yes?
Oh, of course. I love doing the Transformers. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that's
such a good time.
yeah. And I also asked this because as well, there's actually a series of YouTube videos that I watched by a YouTuber called Johnny Flash, and he got you to voice Optimus as like a bit of a sketch reel, which was pretty funny. Where you got to say, now that's just Prime again. That was pretty funny. I love how he got you to do that. Johnny Flash. Do you remember Johnny Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did how did that go?
Yeah.
Yeah, how did that go? Like, get a YouTuber getting to work with you on a Transformers video. Like, how did that feel?
Well, I've got to be honest with you, it was kind of magical, actually. I quite enjoyed it. I mean, the reaction, it's so funny when they get the reactions you get from that, well, that's just Prime. You go,
yeah, love that catchphrase.
No way! And I'm going, yes way. And it's very funny that people would have such a reaction to it. To me, it was a line, and it was a fun line. It was like a hook, a signature line for me. It was well
definitely
done.
Love that line, amazing, and I think the humor just works so well because you said your iconic catchphrase, then Optimus has a laugh with your Autobots, and then you're serious and you say, "Now give me your voice box." That was just brilliant. I think that was just an amazing way to conclude a brilliant video. Just amazing. I love how it got you to do that. That was the icing on the cake, if you will. Just amazing.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Has anyone else here got a question for Garry?
Sorry, I have one.
Go ahead, Ben Shadow. You first. Go ahead. Ask Garry a question.
Speak slowly. Your accent's pretty strong.
All right. Okay. So I just want to say that I have not heard you as Optimus, but I will say that my favorite role of yours is in Ninjago as the character named Kilo.
Oh, Ninjago? Kilo. I am Kilo. The motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. And my question is, did you get to meet Kirby Morrow before he sadly passed away?
I've got. I'll tell you about Kirby. Kirby and I were very good friends. We had worked together on many occasions, and I think what happened the last time I saw him was I gave him a ride home from the airport to his house. He was coming home while we were both coming. I was coming home from Europe, and he was coming home from the States somewhere. And I just happened to run into him in the airport, and I had just worked with him previously on a show called Destination Moon or something like that. It was a sci-fi where he spoke Russian, and we had sort of common ground because when I was doing Stargate, I was speaking Russian as well. So we commiserated about the challenges of speaking Russian, and I guess that was a little while later that he passed away, and.
That was very sad.
It was killer because he was just a lovely man, and I've spent many times in studio and auditions and stuff with him. So
that's really cool.
May I say
something? Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Yes?
Patrick.
I just decided to check out Morrow's page on BehindTheVoiceActors.com, and I noticed that it's kind of I think it's actually kind of sweet that we're talking about Kirby Morrow, because I just noticed today is actually exactly 3 years since his death. He actually
really
today.
Oh wow!
Exactly 3
Oh my
years
God!
ago.
Whoa.
I had no idea until now. Goodness me, that's really sad. But yeah, it's really nice how we're talking about him more nicely. But we talked about it. I love your story, Garry. You've shared with us about Kirby. Just amazing.
Yeah, that was was definitely very, very touching.
Mm.
Very touching.
I remember now. I was coming home. I think I was coming home from Baltimore.
Oh,
No.
Baltimore, yeah, lovely city.
It might have been Baltimore. I'm not sure, but I think it might have been Baltimore.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah. Because, yeah. Oh, I just remember that I was absolutely gutted when I heard the news. That,
Yeah, a lot of us were. Yeah,
I was heartbroken.
yeah, we lost him way
Oh,
too
yeah.
soon. It was very heartbreaking. Yeah, Kirby was just a legend, really nice man. We lost way too soon.
Yes. And a lot of fun to work with, and just an all-around nice fellow. I can't express it any better than that. He was just a wonderful man. So
yeah, he
By
was.
the way, do we actually know how he died? Because I don't think that's been revealed.
I think it was based on what I've heard. I think he took an overdose.
That's what.
No, it was
or something like that.
This happens sometimes with people who have alcohol problems and drug problems.
Yeah.
The combination of the two, that his body just gave up. I've seen that happen to a few people who
that's sad.
Were abusers or abusers of alcohol and whatnot, and what happens is their bodies just say no more, thank you, shut down.
Yeah, heartbreaking. Yeah, it's very sad.
Because I don't know what demons he was carrying around in his head, but just sad that happened. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, we lost Kirby way too soon, and he's greatly missed by all of us here who loved his work and of course loved him as a person. He was such a nice guy. Just we miss Kirby. And Garry, did you work with him on Ninjago when you recorded for more, or was he there recording for Core when you were there doing more, or?
I was. Let me see. Where was I? Which show? He was in Ninjago, yeah?
Yeah, Ninjago, the original series, yes.
Yeah, Ninjago, I played Kilao.
Yeah, Kilao,
yeah.
And at that time, yes, I was in the studio with him with that, and he was playing.
And Cole?
Yeah. And then I went on to do a thing called Nexo Nights.
Yeah, I heard about that show. I think the show overall is okay.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of all the shows. I have to go back and refer to
you done lots of great roles, Garry. So yeah, we're going to be here for a long time talking about all your great roles. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have an extensive history.
Yeah, very extensive. Yes, absolutely. There's no denying that.
Yeah, I go back 40 years. My
40
first
years.
cartoon,
Amazing.
My very first cartoon was exactly 40 years ago.
Wow, well, happy anniversary to your first ever cartoon. Happy anniversary.
You can find it on YouTube. It's called Hiawatha, the movie.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out. Absolutely, I'll definitely check it out.
And it's funny because I play Hiawatha, the character, and I also play his dad.
Oh wow!
And I play the villain as well. And I'm trying to remember the other characters I played in it, but it was pretty fun. It's classical animation from 1983.
Yeah, I love 80s cartoons. Just iconic.
Yeah, well, that was my very first cartoon.
Yeah, and happy anniversary to it. Yeah, it's very amazing how we're here 40 years later and just talking about your amazing career, Garry. Just amazing. And another role of yours you've done that I definitely do love from you is also Dr. Eggman in Sonic Underground. Weren't it? You voiced him in, weren't it? Sonic. Yeah, I definitely think your take on the character was amazing. How did you create your voice for that character, Dr. Eggman?
For Eggman?
Yeah, for Eggman. How did you get your voice for him?
Well, you know that you remember Long John Baldry?
Yes, I do. One of the original voice for a character. Yes.
Yeah, it was the original voice.
Yeah.
And Long John was also a great pal of mine and a good friend.
Oh, was he?
We worked in studio a long time together, and I used to give him a ride ride home after work sometimes, and
Oh, that's
it's
nice.
so funny because we getting in the car, and if I went 1 kilometer over 50 kilometers, he go, "Oh yeah, too fast," because he didn't like driving fast. But he was a delightful character. And what used to happen is when Long John was away on tour, because he had his band as well, right?
Oh, man, that's cool.
Long John Baldry was a great rock and roll or blues musician. He used to appear on a show called I think it was not called Hullabaloo. It was called The Afternoon Song or something like that. Made his first appearance in the 60s on British television as a crooner, a matinee crooner.
Oh, nice.
And then his first American appearance, he sang what was the song? I Just Want to Make Love to You by Muddy, not Muddy Waters, Johnny Hooker, I think. You know, I just want to make love to you, love. And it was on a show called Hullabaloo. That was in the 60s in America, and he became a great hit. And then he had one of his best known albums and iconic from the 70s was a song called "Don't Try to Lay No Boogie Woogie on the King of Rock and Roll." It was a narrative of when he got arrested for busking on the street in the streets of London back in the day when it was illegal, and it was an iconic song because if you ever look it up, it's pretty good.
I'll definitely consider it. Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, and so I would getting back to the voice. I used to do his voice while he was away on tour. So I would lay down a scratch track, and I would go, "Oh, the scratch crowder, bring me my sonic perambulator. I must have those valuable lubricants right away." And so when Long John died, or when Long John
rest in peace to
could no
Long
longer
John.
do the show, and then he passed away, they asked me to do the voice, and that's what I did.
That's amazing. Yes. So your take on the character, of course, was based on your impression of your very good friend Long John Baldry. That's just amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And also, Gary, have you heard the other voices for Eggman, the character? Like, for example, have you heard Dean Bristol or Mike Pollock's takes on the character by any chance?
Who?
Dean Bristol and Mike Pollock. Have you heard those two's voices for a character?
I have, yes, and it's a lot different from mine.
Very different, yeah, absolutely. The voices are very different. Yeah, fantastic performances from all you guys, and which also brings me on to also say, Gary, it's also really awesome how you got to voice Eggman, and then I saw you in a cameo role in a live action movie for Sonic in 2020 as well, which was pretty awesome.
The Sonic movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I can imagine.
General in the movie.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I said to the director, "How come I'm not doing Robotnik?" And he goes, "Well, there's this guy named Jim Carrey's doing it."
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, who gives it? But
yeah.
I was tickled pink to get cast in it. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool spotting you because I saw the film at a cinema in 2020 with my brother, and when I saw that scene which you were in, and I saw you saying your line, I was like, "Hey, it's Garry Chalk." That was definitely a very nice surprise.
Well, that happens a lot. I show up like a bad penny sometimes.
Yeah,
you'll be watching a show and you'll go, "In a minute, he's in it."
Yeah, it was really cool spotting you in it, and it was really amazing. So, first of all, you voice a great Sonic character, an iconic villain, and then you get to be in a live-action film. That's just amazing.
Amazing.
So much fun.
Yeah, just brilliant.
Gary, I have a question.
Go ahead, Shadow.
When it comes to Lars yeah, I noticed that you've been in 2009's Watchmen, and how was it like working with Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder, I love working with Zack Snyder, and and it's so cliche. Oh yeah, he was a wonderful director. He was a great director. Oh, I love working with them. Oh, we had such an exciting time. Blah blah blah. But let me tell you something. He was great to work with. He was a consummate professional. I loved the way he put the movies together. I loved the whole process that he had was really, really fun, really enjoyable, and
Yes.
it was a strange experience working on that movie because they used to give us our scripts for the day on the day.
That's
and they would be on red paper. The scripts would be on red paper, so they couldn't be photocopied. And they had your name printed all over the paper, so that if you gave it away, because someone would know, because we'd have to turn our scripts in at the end of the day to the first assistant director, who then put it in a shredder. It was amazing. The secrecy behind that show was incredible. But that was such a great, fun thing to work on, because it was such an amazing movie. I liked it.
I love a movie. Yeah.
I love that as well.
I really watch that at some point.
Please watch it. It's definitely worth it.
And also Garry. Yeah, and also Garry.
Go on, Shadow.
Yeah, first of all, but you and
would you say? Guys, I can't understand what you're saying.
Sorry. So, would you say that Zack Snyder is an underrated director?
I'm sorry, again?
Would you say that Zack Snyder is an underrated director?
Oh, yeah. Well, by all means, I would say so. He had incredible vision. And I liked the way he worked. I liked I've seen all his movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
I like him. I like his stuff, and I think he'd do much. I think he'd do much better than the guy who directed the X-Men, Brian something.
Bryan Singer. Yeah, I'm personally not really a fan of Bryan Singer. I think Zacky is much better, in my opinion.
Not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, really.
Not a fan either. Nah, not a fan.
I think Zack Snyder would do a better job.
Absolutely, yeah. Zack is amazing as a director. Makes great films. Yeah, he's just awesome, and he's a nice guy too. From what I've seen in interviews, really nice guy as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you worked on,
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. When you worked on the film Garry Watchmen, did you get to talk to the rest of the cast members, like say on break, for example?
Sorry, your voice is kind of distorted, so I can't really hear you.
Yeah, apologies for that. When you got to work on Watchmen, did you get to talk to the rest of the cast members, say on break, for example?
Yes, I did. I got to meet them. In the makeup trailer.
Oh, that's cool.
On set. Well, most of the stuff on set I was doing with all the generals. It was all pretty segmented, so we didn't get to see a lot of people. It's like I just finished doing a season of a show called Riverdale.
Oh yeah, Riverdale. Yeah, I need to watch that show one day. I've heard great things about Riverdale. Would you recommend it, Garry?
Yeah, I was on there for the whole last season.
Oh, that's cool. You played a role. That's brilliant.
And I never met most of the cast. The only cast I ever met is I think I met Archie one day, and I met Veronica once.
Oh,
and Pop, because I worked with Pop a lot anyway, because we worked together as professionals.
Yeah, of
but
course.
The only one I worked with was Cole.
Oh, wow.
and the girl, and that was because I was Cole's boss. So that's massive set up, and that's where we worked. And so I never really saw them because all my stuff was in the comic book company. So
wow, yeah, that's amazing. You got to Riverdale. Well. Yeah, I need to watch Riverdale one day, see what I think of that show. I've heard good things about it, and I definitely want to watch it one day, hopefully, if I have time to. That is. Yeah.
Again, distorting it.
I was just saying, Garry, that I'm hoping to one day watch Riverdale, see what I think of it, the show. So I'm definitely.
I'm sorry. Can you speak slowly because you're distorted?
Yeah, I will. I will. I'm saying that I'm going to watch Riverdale in the future to see what I think of it.
Yeah, that's a good show. I mean, the final season is pretty cool. It's very topical.
Yeah.
About censorship.
Hey, Luke, I have a question for Garry.
Okay,
Yes,
so go on then, Blaze. Give Garry your question. Go for it.
Okay, Garry, so I have a question for you.
yes.
What inspired you to be a voice actor?
Let me see. Just hang on 1 second. I'm just waiting for the airplane to go by.
Oh, airplanes can be so loud at times.
What inspired me to be a voice actor is, I've always been a singer. I've been singing all my life, and
cool.
I remember I was sitting in an English class. Oh God, I'm sitting in an English class, and I'm having I'm reading a play, the Barons of Wimpole Street, and I'm reading a play, and the English teacher there says, "You know, you have a great voice for radio. You should go into radio." And I said, "Well, I've never thought about that, but yeah." And then people started teasing me about my voice, and then I decided to pursue it. So I pursued it in the commercial world and got commercial voiceovers, and that went very well. And I do this for a living, and when I was with my agent in Ottawa, she said, "You got to do this cartoon. You got an audition for this cartoon. I want to send you out for." And I said, "Okay, I've never done a cartoon, but what the hell? I'll try." But I relied on my acting because I was in the studio and read it, and they hired me and gave me several parts in the show. And I got my check, and I went, "This is what I want to do." So after
Awesome.
that, when I moved back to Vancouver, I tried to get into some shows, and there was a couple of cartoons, one called Tech Force that I couldn't do, and there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. And then Barbie and the Rockers came along, better demo and making a better demo, and watching a lot of cartoons, and I watched a lot. And
nice.
Then I went into the studio. My first big show, believe it or not, was He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to watch that show one day. I've heard great things about He-Man.
Yeah, I was in that, and then I went on to do so many. What was the one? The Hurricanes, Captain N, Captain Z, the Dream Patrol, Beanie and Cecil, and Captain N, and Games Master, G.I. Joe, you name it. I mean, there was
so many. Amazing.
One show another for years, and I thought, well, I must be doing something right. Still working. Oh, I got a show on over where you are in England. I think it's in England and Scandinavia. It's called Monster Hunting Maniacs.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool coincidence that you say England, Garry, because that's where I'm from. Actually, as you can probably tell by my accent, I'm from the UK.
Yeah, and I'm the UK. I'm from Scandinavia, and I'm from Norway as well.
Yeah, because.
And I am from Denmark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm from the United States.
Okay, so Patrick, have you got a question for Garry?
He's playing in Denmark.
Oh yeah, I love Denmark. Lovely country.
Can you
Thank you.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can see you, Garry. Yeah.
Yes, we can see you.
I'll just show you something. Hang on a second.
Yeah, go for it, Garry. Please show us.
Thank you for the praise, by the way. Denmark's a country I'm proud of since I'm from here.
Yeah, it's a lovely country.
It's a great country. I traveled actually on believe it or not.
Okay,
here it is.
Oh, okay, Garry's gonna show us something.
BTD. Beat Nichols. I protect this town.
And I protect my family. Adults, you're doing it again. If Johnny has seen what the future holds for our two families, if we can't agree to a ceasefire. Trust me, it's not good. We basically destroy each other.
I can hold up my end of the deal, Spetubus.
There he is.
Yours.
I can hold it longer and with better form than you can. And now that all our secrets are out in the open, we might as well take care of yours as well. As soon as you guys are in bed, this man eats junk food like a maniac. Thanks for a wonderful evening. Oh, and in the spirit of...
But that's it. That's the show. It's
Wow.
actually a lot of fun. It's very funny.
Look,
Do you mind if I...
yeah, go ahead, Looking. Have you got a question for Gary?
Yep, I have a question which is similar to Shad. Was just like Kirby Moore. Do you ever get to meet and work with either French Tickner? Sorry if I'm apologies.
Yeah, I know who it is. French.
Or,
Yeah, where's the French?
Or Michael Kopser. Sorry. Did you ever get to work with either of those two?
I've worked with Jobson. Jobson and I have worked on television, in film work a lot, and some commercial work. We've never worked on cartoons together. And French Titchener, I've worked with him on various shows and lots of stuff in the studio. But Michael has passed away.
Yeah,
it's a
French
shame,
passed away.
He passed away, I think, last year or a year and a half ago.
Yeah, very sad we lost him. Yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, and French I haven't seen for a few years now. I think he's completely retired, or if not, he's...
Unfortunately, he also passed away.
He did pass away, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, what a shame.
I had that
very
in
sad.
but just wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I
it's very
haven't
sad.
seen French for a few years. But,
Yeah,
Can I ask a question?
yeah,
you go ahead.
Go ahead, Patrick.
So there's another Canadian-based voice actor that you've worked with who sadly has also passed away that I'm kind of interested in hearing if you've got some stuff to say about. And that's a voice actor named Campbell Lane.
Oh, Cam Lane was a gem. Cam and I used to play golf together.
Oh, that's
because
nice.
he was an amazing golfer and golf instructor. But he was also a radio personality. He spent a lot of time working on radio and a lot of commercials, and that's where I met him, in the commercial world. And then we first met in the cartoon world, which was quite fun. We met on doing He-Man, and he was playing Skeletor.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And it was so much fun. I remember Cam Lane standing at the door of the studio with a cigarette hanging outside the door, thinking, well, as long as it's outside the door, it's okay. Smoking a cigarette and keeping it outside the door, and then putting it out and coming back in to do the work in the studio because we weren't allowed to smoke in the booth. So, but the time certainly changed since then. But
time of change indeed.
No, Cam and I, we had the same agent, and we worked together on numerous occasions. He was a great friend even before the voice career. He was a great friend. So.
He was great as Rampage in Beast Wars.
Yeah, he was great as him.
I've got another question, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
So, in the future, I'm going to be making. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be, or if it's going to be like an audio drama. But at some point in the future, I'm planning on doing my own indie adaptation on YouTube of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm currently working on the first draft of the script, which is not super easy since I'm not a professional writer by any means. But I'm doing my best to try and make it as good as I can. And the thing is, I was definitely curious because Are you familiar with the story by any means?
I did an animated version of The Christmas Carol many years ago.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that. You did it for
I played the
Jet
title
Line Productions in 1994, where you
That's the
voiced
one.
Scrooge. And I was definitely thinking that I thought you would maybe be a good choice for the character of Fezziwig. You remember that character?
Of course. Fezziwig? Oh, of course. I'm against Scrooge. You can have a great time.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
remember very well.
It's just that I was definitely just curious about, like, you have any specific, like, rates you charge for voice work, or does it change depending on the nature of the project?
Well, there are standard minimum rates. There are the standard minimum union rates, which in Canada, the union rate is, I think it's the basic minimum is $900 a day for a 4-hour call. I think that is the basic minimum. And then there's a 200% perpetuity buyout, which so it's like works out to about $2,700 or $2,500 a day. For recording day. Yeah. Pickups are a different rate. That's like $200 or something like that. I don't have the rates in front of me, but I'm on the board. I should have them in my head memorized, but I don't.
Yeah.
But that's union rates. I'm also a British Equity member as well in England, so
Yeah.
I don't know what the British Equity rates are, but because I am a British citizen after all.
Yeah, because I saw your Wikipedia page, Gary, for your career, and it says you're British Canadian. So yeah, that's how I remember, because you have a citizenship, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm born in Southampton.
Oh, Southampton. I've not been there before because I live in the northwest of the UK near Manchester, so I'm pretty far up from Southampton.
In Manchester.
Yeah. Oh
yeah. The producers of our Reboot and all those shows and Beast Planets was Ian McPherson, and he's from Lancashire.
Oh yeah, Lancashire.
They're all Geordies.
I'm from this city called Folkestone in
Kent.
UK.
In Kent, yes.
Folkestone, I've been there.
Oh, you've been to Folkestone? That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, isn't that where you catch the ferry over to Le Havre?
I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah, Folkestone, of course.
Yeah.
The Folkestone Harbour.
Yeah, it's a lovely place, Folkestone. Yeah, Kent's also a lovely county in the UK. And lucky nerd here, you said you're from Birmingham, didn't you?
Yep, I'm from Birmingham.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Lovely city as well. Yeah, lovely. And
yep. They really cleaned it up, didn't they? For the games.
Yeah.
I love Birmingham. It's a beautiful town.
Yeah, it's definitely a lovely place to go to. I've not been to it yet, but I'd love to visit it more one day, hopefully. So Ozzy, have you got a question for Gary? Ozzy. Yep, you got a question?
On top of my head, I don't think I have any, but I will let him know that I got introduced to him from Transformers Energon as Optimus.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
where's all these people from? You're from all over the place. I see a lot of anime characters on the screen.
Well, I tried saying earlier, I don't think you heard me, but I'm from the United States.
Whereabouts?
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just in Florida a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in Orlando for a Transformers convention.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I should have been there then.
Oh, wish I could have gone there.
It was a lot of fun, I gotta say. There was a lot of people there. I was amazed because I thought it was going to be a very small convention, but it turned out to be amazing. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you attend lots of conventions, Gary, to meet your fans? Do you
No.
No. So
I do maybe I might do one or two.
One or
I
two?
think the most I've ever done in a year is like 5 or 6.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, five,
But
six
I
makes it
usually
pretty
only
good.
do about 1 or 2.
Hey, by the way, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so I gotta leave the interview.
Well, no
now,
problem.
sadly.
That's no problem, Patrick.
Nice.
Thank you for stopping by to speak to Gary, Patrick. So yeah, thank you
Well,
for being here, Patrick.
Yeah. Goodbye,
lovely to meet you.
Gary.
Lovely to
Lovely
meet
to meet you
you.
too.
And don't work too hard. Have a great day.
You too.
See you, Patrick. So another question I got to ask you, Gary, is when you first came on to us, you showed us that you're sat in your man cave, aren't you?
I'm sorry again, one time.
When you first came on to talk to us, you told us that you're in your man cave, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. All distorted. Something's happened. Every once in a while, your voice sounds like it's underwater. And I think it's because of the sound of the airplane. Now, can you see your question again?
So you're based in your man cave right now, aren't you, Gary? You know, your man cave.
No, I'm in my man cave in Vancouver.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So is that where you do your voice acting, Gary, or do you go to the studio now for what you do?
Well, I got my studio here. I got my little microphone there, and I got
Oh, nice. That's so
my
cool.
keyboard.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Nice piano.
And then I have all my amplifiers and different things. And I got all my guitars and stuff over there. Because I got about 4 or 5 different guitars, and then I sit here and play music and record every once in a while. But if I could show you outside, but I can't. Oh yes, I can. But I'm just on the ocean.
Oh, that
Here,
looks lovely.
See.
I had it too as well, but yeah, hopefully it should fix again more because that's unfortunately a problem with Discord. But yeah, it looks like a lovely studio, Gary, and a lovely setting too, I must say, with a lovely sea there. Just looks amazing.
Yeah, it's very nice.
See it.
And it gets me away from because I got my kids and my grandkids living in the ground floor of our house.
Very nice.
Sorry, I ended up missing.
So I come up here to escape. Anyway.
Yeah. So when it comes to what you're doing now, Gary, for voice acting, do you record entirely in your man cave, or do you do it in a studio now? What's your plan for recording these days?
Do I oh crap. Bloody airplanes are driving me nuts. Again, what was that again? Do I
Yeah, do you when it comes to today when you're doing recordings, do you do it in a studio in another building, or do you do it entirely at your home now, you know, because of the changes of what's happening over the years?
Oh no, I have to go to a specific studio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have to go to a specific studio. Hang on one second. Yes, there you go. I do it because here it's kind of noisy. So when I do my recording home, stairs need and it can be a real a logistical problem because we get so many airplanes going back and forth over here. So I go to the studio.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Thing about the thing I like about going to the studio is that you have continuity of all the parameters and your recording parameters, the mic you use and whatnot. I use a pretty good mic. I have a Lewitt. It's from Austria. And I have a really good preamp called Great River, which is works well. I put it through GarageBand. And I use the same settings all the time so that when they go out to prospective users, they know exactly the parameters that I'm recording with, and they can match it exactly. You know, for example, I did a movie called Cats and Dogs 3.
Oh yeah, you were in that, weren't you? One of those sequels. Yes, I've seen the first movie.
Yeah, and I recorded that in my living room.
That's pretty cool. When you recorded that film, Garry, is that because we of course we have a pandemic in that time?
Sorry again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. When you recorded in your living room for Cats and Dogs 3, was that because you had to stay in your home due to the lockdowns happening in that time?
Yes, that was because of the lockdown. That was the COVID thing.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything. Everything had to be done at home. So I've recorded quite a bit of stuff at home here, like industrial stuff that I did, and some, you know. My other claim to fame is these the kind of virtual walkthroughs. You're now entering the home. On your left, you'll see the first master bedroom, and you know, do it for. So I do them here, and I just said, as you walk down the hallway into this fully equipped, wonderful views of the countryside, and, you know. But that was it. But then last year, I guess, or just a year and a half ago, we started going back to the studio again. Or 2 years ago, we started going back in the studio, but we could not record ensemble. We had to go in one at a time.
Oh,
and, wipe all the equipment down and blah, blah, blah. So I would do all my shows solo, and then other people do all their shows solo, and they mix them all together. So we like working with the other actors to get a more organic process, you know?
Yeah, I think working with actors is, in my opinion, great because it just feels more real, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're working with, when you're looking at them face to face, it's whether you like it or not, you have to have your character has to have real feelings and be in a real place, because although the character is fantastical and the environment is fantastical, to them it's real. They're real. So
absolutely,
in order to make us as the audience care about them, we have to be real.
Absolutely. And when we first mentioned Optimus Prime to you, Garry, you mentioned Peter Cullen. Have you ever met Peter Cullen?
Oh yes, a few times.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Peter. Great. We had an Optimus off.
Oh wow. I'd really love to see. I'd really love if one day they got you to talk in a video.
And David K.
David K. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we were all Optimus at one point. I was the longest reigning Optimus. I did the most Optimus. I had like 8 years or something.
That's pretty cool. And
yeah, so I quite enjoyed it. And had quite a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And when you worked on Beast Wars and the Unicron trilogy, Garry, did you work with David in the studio, David K?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes, love working with David K. Talk to him all the time, and
oh, that's cool.
He's a good guy. I mean, the thing is, that's the other thing about the the Unicron trilogy. We never actually worked in the same room together.
Oh wow.
We were, solo because it was ADR. We had to replace dialogue, so you can't do that ensemble. You can only do it singly, solo. But I've worked so many shows with David, and so much fun. We talk, like at least once a month, anyway.
That's amazing. Yeah, David's really talented, great voice actor. He's definitely really great in the Transformers shows. He's been in with you, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, no, it's such a great bunch of people, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Garry, I got a question for you. I've also noticed that you have worked on a 2003 horror crossover called Freddy vs. Jason.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, did you get to meet Freddy Krueger? Did you get to meet Freddy Krueger himself?
Freddy Krueger, yes. A lovely man.
Yeah.
Talking about,
I don't doubt it for a second.
he's just a really nice guy. He was so totally opposite of that character he played. Very nice man. And the guy
Absolutely.
who played Jason, who it was Ken Persinger, who's a neighbor of mine down the street here.
Oh, wow.
Also, he's a stuntman. He was a stuntman, and he doesn't do stunting anymore. He's retired. But him and I, no, we were great friends. We did several shows together, and I often run into him, and he comes to watch me perform at the bar sometimes.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I got a quick funny story.
Yeah, please tell us.
Ben, are you ready? Here
Yeah.
it comes.
Yeah,
Get ready for Jason's story. The director was not Lou, Wu. What was his first name? Something Wu.
I'll look it up.
Ronnie Yu. He goes, okay, here. Yeah. He almost concerned scare. And when you come down the corner, you turn around and you see him. I want that moment. He was guy to work with because his English was not great, but he was another great story. A friend of mine, her daughter, who was she was just turning 13. It was her 13th birthday, and she said, I'm working on this movie, and I know that what's her face from the singing group, the black girl. What's her name? She was with I can't remember. They were an R&B band, huge success, and she was a huge fan of this girl band. And her mom asked me if I would take her and see the place, and I said sure, I'll check it out with the studio. So I checked it out with the studio. It was quite safe, and said yes, by all means, bring her by. So her mom gave me all this stuff for stuff that she could sign. I know her name in a second. That's okay. Here we go. But as she was, so I took her for her birthday to the studio and had her look at the Freddy versus Jason set.
Wow.
And she, where is she? Yeah, Ken Persinger, Kelly Rowland. That's who it was. Kelly Rowland. And so she was a huge fan of Kelly Rowland. So I said, okay. So it was a big surprise. So I take her to the set, and it was the scene where the cabin was on fire, and Kelly gets all smashed up with blood and everything. And so she met Jason, who was Ken, which was pretty scary, but she liked that. And then she broke a piece of stage glass over my head, which she thought was hilarious. And then while we're sitting there, Kelly comes walking by, and she's all covered in gore.
Wow.
And I said, Kelly, I want you to meet a friend of mine. It's her birthday today, and she was just anxious to meet you. And the little girl turned around and she goes, yeah, so she wanted to come and meet you. And so Kelly says, really? Well, come on here, honey. Let's go into the makeup trailer. I'm getting all this crap cleaned off my face. So they sat and chatted for about an hour in the makeup trailer, and Kelly signed all her stuff, which I had purloined, from her mom, and snuck it in. Tell you what, she could not stop talking about that day, and she talked about it for at least a year afterwards. It was the greatest birthday she'd ever had. And I thought, yay, I was part of your greatest birthday. Yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of fun on that show. I killed Freddy in it. That's my claim to fame.
I still need to watch that at some point. And I just
Yes. One other thing. There's a song, a mashup on YouTube. I'm gonna funk you up or something. And it's, I'm gonna funk you up.
No, I know that song. I know it.
Yeah, well, I appear as the sheriff for a split second, and I say, I will lock you up. And it said, I will funk you up.
Wow.
From the Freddy and Jason movie. It appears in that mashup. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Anyway.
Awesome. So, no, go on, look, you got a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I found out that was a second horror film, and apologies if in advance if this brings back any bad memories by any chance. But how's it like working on dare I ask, the Fly 2?
Which one?
The Fly.
The Fly
2?
Yeah, we played a character called Scorby Guy because I heard that film didn't have very good reviews, and I'm personally not a fan of that film, but it was really cool to see you appear in it, Mo.
The Fly 2 was my first ever feature film as a lead character in a feature film.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Back in the 80s.
What a start.
And it was the most enjoyable time ever.
Really?
I had
Wow.
the best on that show. The cast were wonderful. I used to tease the shit out of Eric Stoltz. Then one day he ripped the pages out of my novel that I was reading between legs, just to piss me off because he insisted be called by his character name rather than his real name. And I said, "Come on, Eric." And he goes, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And he'd get all pissed off. So, but it was quite fun. And Daphne Zuniga and the whole crew there, they were just...
Well,
we had some good times.
I'm glad you had fun on it, Gary. That's amazing. We had fun on the film. Very happy for you. And the rest of the cast.
But you know what I liked about that show? All the effects were real.
Yeah, practical.
They were all
yeah,
practical. And it was a very difficult challenge. But the guy who created those effects, who's the director, was a guy named Chris Wallace.
Yes.
And Chris Wallace created those little gremlins. He created Gremlins.
Oh yeah, the Gremlins. Yeah.
On the movie Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins. I love Gremlins.
All these other different shows, and if you go on YouTube and look up Chris Wallace Halloween Train, he also has this incredible model train setup, and he creates all these monstrous kind of train cars, like haunted train cars kind of things for Halloween.
That's really cool.
And he was the director of the movie, and he did that for a long time, and but he's a terrific creator, like a little kid. And I on Fly 2, I was in Oregon, on the Oregon coast, and his parents recognized me from movies.
Oh wow, that's
and,
cool.
And I said, "Yes, hello." She said, "Well, what are you working on now?" And I said, "I'm working on The Fly 2. It's this creature feature." And the kid goes, "You mean like the fly? Like the fly? And I said, "Yeah, like the fly. And he goes, "Oh, well, when you go back to work, can you send me a souvenir from the show?" And I said, "Well, I'll try." So I went back to the movie set and I asked Chris if I could have one of something that I could give this kid as a souvenir. And he said, "Oh, sure. Here, take one of the rejects." So he took one of the the failed. Remember the transporter?
Yeah, I
The
remember
failed,
that. Yeah.
the teleporter. The failed experiment was an inside-out cat.
Oh gosh.
So I said, "Oh, he'll like that." So I put this inside-out cat in a box, sealed it all up, and said, "Caution, monster in box." I mailed it off to this kid in Portland, in Oregon. About 2 weeks later, I get a note. I get a letter. "Hi, Mr. Chalk. Thank you so very much for the monster. My mom opened it and painted." I took it to show and tell at school, and my friend
Oh no.
Oh no.
Your friend Joel. I'll never forget that, because the mom opened the box and she saw it and it looked so real. She saw it, she just freaked out, and the kids thought this was hilarious.
I don't blame him for a second.
Funny stuff.
Oh, hilarious.
Amazing.
Hilarious.
Though I was gonna say, unfortunately, my introduction to you wasn't this one live action Scooby-Doo film where you played this principal called the Scooby-Doo: The Mystery Begins.
I didn't understand, Helen.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, my introduction to you wasn't this live action Scooby-Doo film which you were in back in 2009 called the Scooby-Doo: The Mystery Begins.
Yes.
As the wise principal.
Anyway, we're for those rotten kids.
Yep.
You did.
Yep.
Yeah. That show, I actually did about 3 movies with that director.
Oh, that's cool.
Brian, who was a lot of fun to work with. We did Max and that one, Scooby-Doo, and something else. I can't remember what the other movie was, but Christmas Story 2. And yeah, that show was hilariously fun. It's Robbie Amell. I don't know if have you watched a show called Upload?
I don't think I've seen that. No.
It's on Netflix, I think. I can't remember. Oh no, it's on Prime. On Prime.
Oh, you need to say Primal.
Yeah, Primal.
Imagine if the show was called Amazon Primal.
Imagine.
Robbie Amell's brother Steven does the show called Arrow.
Oh yeah, Arrow. Yes, I've seen Arrow. Yeah, and The Flash. Yeah, because he's in that as Ronnie Raymond.
Well, Robbie Amell was one of the kids on the Scooby-Doo movie, and now he does this series called Upload. He's pretty good. He's very funny. He actually has 2 of them. He has a virtual self and a real self. It's quite fun. But all the characters on that show were lovely to work with, and I got to work with some friends of mine, Sean, who got to say that line. If it weren't for those meddling kids, that was Sean.
Yeah. Iconic line. Yeah.
I also noticed that Frank Welker was in the film as well. Did you ever get to meet him? He was Scooby-Doo.
Frank Welker.
Frank Welker. Yep.
Who was that work for?
Yeah, did you meet Frank Welker, Gary, voice of Scooby? Frank Welker.
Frank Welker?
Yeah, did you ever meet him?
I have not met Frank, but I did meet Michael Ball, and I have met Winnie the Pooh.
Jim Cummings. Winnie the Pooh.
Jim Cummings. Yes.
Oh yeah, Jim Cummings is great. Yeah, great voice actor.
But Frank, I have not met yet. One day.
Hopefully that day will come where of course Optimus Primal gets to meet Megatron. That'll be pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, wow.
And
that would be amazing.
It would be indeed, yeah. And speaking of Megatron, Gary. Speaking of Megatron, Gary. Speaking of Megatron, I also remember, didn't you have a cameo role as the G1 Megatron in Beast Wars as like a video message?
Yes, that was me.
Yeah, I gotta say,
This is Megatron.
Yeah.
Lead up to the Decepticons.
yeah, but
Yes, I did that with the Decepticons. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I got
remember that, but it was a very small role.
it was small. Yeah, I think it was about
I can
one
say I did
message. Yeah.
Megatron.
And I must admit, Gary, it was actually very hard to tell it was you. But you did a very good job sounding so different to how you sound now. That was amazing how you sounded so different in that cameo role. Well,
Yeah,
that was brilliant, and
it-
yeah, awesome. And you
yeah, it was
did a great job.
thank you. I can't wait to meet the other Megatron. Frank Welker, I have not met yet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet him.
Well, I think you'll definitely be in for a treat because Frank is, of course, a phenomenal voice actor who's really talented. So many roles that he's done. Yeah, I think you'll have an amazing time meeting Frank. He's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Oh, didn't he do the voice of the Martians?
In Mars Attacks, I
Mars
think
Attacks?
in Mars Attacks.
That was him.
Yeah, that was Frank.
Yeah, that was him.
I think that was him. Yeah.
I just love that.
That was with David Sobolov.
Oh, yeah, David Sobolov. Yeah, he's really cool, David.
Yeah, I was with him a few weeks ago, and I hadn't seen David for years. Hadn't seen him for years, and we were down in Orlando together.
Mm.
And Dan Gilzan from Gen 1.
Oh, Dan Gilzan, yeah, he's really cool too. Bumblebee.
Yeah, he's a very cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah, I have contact for Dan.
We talk on the phone every once in a while. Or talk on the
that's so cool.
the messenger every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, fun fact, Gary.
Yeah?
Dan Gilson, I actually have any contact on Facebook.
Which is pretty cool, yeah. Because as you have noticed, Gary, Blake here was one who reached out to you about this interview, and we've actually spoken to several other prominent voice actors before, which was definitely amazing, and you being one of them has been an absolute honor as well. So actors, Gary, have you ever met a voice actor called Fred Tattershaw?
Which one?
Fred Tattershaw.
Don't believe so.
All right, because he was one of our guests before, and you might know him from the voice of Hulk in Marvel, and he's also voiced Megatron as well.
Where's he based out of? Los Angeles?
I think so.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
I mean, he's American, so he might be based in LA, maybe. Yeah.
And Gary, one more question for you. Have you ever met Tim Curry?
Tim Curry, we met very, very briefly.
Oh, wow.
Few minutes. We did a mini series called It.
Yeah, that's I was asking about.
Remember that the Stephen King?
Yeah, the miniseries.
And I was in the original miniseries of It back again in the 90s, and I met Tim very briefly, and because he was an idol of mine. I loved his voice. I just loved his whole persona in the
Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror, and then he did that other show called Millions or something like that. I can't remember the name, but no, he was a great guy. I really liked him. It was really cool.
Tim Curry is an absolute legend.
Hope he's well right now.
Yeah, I hope he's well nowadays, of course. So he's a really amazing guy, Tim Curry, and I noticed that one of our friends, Alexander, has just joined us. So yeah, hello, Alexander.
Hello. Yes. I'm here. Yes.
So Alexander, as you have noticed, we have the amazing Garry Chalk with us right now. Have you got any questions for him?
Well, not at the moment. I didn't have any, but I'm very much enjoying to listen to what Garry has to say. I think I'm very interested in what he's saying so far. Definitely very interested.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing so far. Another question for you, Garry. Based on your experience as a voice actor and of course actor in live action, what advice would you give to like new voice actors or people who are thinking about becoming voice actors?
Okay. Three things. It's they're pretty basic.
Yeah,
Learn how to read.
of course, for a script.
Practice reading. Practice
Of course.
reading out loud. Sing every day.
Sing
And
every
if you
day.
can't sing, learn
Sing.
how. Everybody can sing. If you can, they say, "Oh, I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. I'm tone deaf." Well, I'm sorry. If you can distinguish one voice from the other, if you can say, "Oh, that's Johnny," or "That's Jimmy," or "That's Karen," then you're not tone deaf because you can hear tone. But if people just don't bother trying to learn how to sing, but learn how to sing, that's the way you get the range of your voice and where you can go as high as you can go and as low as you can go. Also trains you to breathe as you're speaking. That's basic mechanical stuff, right? The other thing is get your acting chops down. Really focus on acting because acting is 80%. Voice, no, acting, I'll tell you, acting is 70%, voice is 30%. Because a good acting performance will carry you a lot further than a voice. So that's work on your acting. Concentrate on getting stuff off the page when you're reading is to make it come alive right away. And that takes practice, and it's not easy. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not easy. But those are the three basic things. And then I would also learn the mechanics of your voice. Because there's one demonstration I always do. I stole it from Soup Blue, but it's great. It goes, you have these voices, and you use all these resonators in your head. So you go, here's the voice at the top of my head. Then you take for that into your eyes, into your nose, to the front of your mouth, the middle of your mouth, the back of your throat, and down into your chest. And you can do that, and you can take all those different resonators and change it into tape. You can make your voice low and gravelly, or high and light. You can do all these different things using just your voice. So the mechanics of that is quite simple. It's just realizing that where those resonators are. That's your sinuses, your jaws, your ears, your neck, your chest. You can feel it if you put your hand on your chest when you speak. You can feel it resonate. You can feel it on your arm. You can feel it in your leg when you get your full voice. So that's one thing. Take care of your voice is another thing. Don't try and do something your range because it'll drive you crazy and hurt you over the long run. As Saban, you try to gravel all the time. That's going to hurt you eventually. So don't do it. So I mean, you got to make sure that you can go there without hurting yourself. Because a lot of people can hurt themselves. I've seen people with bleeding vocal cords.
Ooh.
And there are some voiceover guys who will tell you about that.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, you're definitely right, Gary, because we've spoken to other actors before about, times they've played characters, and they've usually been screaming so loudly that they've actually passed out from the exhaustion of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, when you're doing all that screaming, you say, you get one out of me. That's it. Maybe two. That's all. No more. Because I'm not going to destroy my voice because you can't make up your mind.
That's probably a good idea, Gary. Absolutely.
Because screaming is like you can take it, loop it, make it go, and you can put it all different places. A scream is a scream. It's not, oh, this is a question scream. Or this is a angry scream. Or this is a happy scream. You can do all these different things, but once you get them, all over them, it's a funny thing. Your voice is your instrument, and like I've said to many people, when you first pick up a saxophone, if you've never played the saxophone and try and blow a note, it sounds like you're stepping on a cat. It's just not great. But after you practice, you can make that saxophone sound like a lot of different things. It can roar,
Yes, you
it can
can.
growl, it can be, and that's the same with your voice. If you practice and train your voice and learn how to use those things, the mechanics of it. The other thing I forgot to mention is no matter how good your voice is, when you hear yourself on tape for the first while, you'll hate it.
Oh yeah,
You'll go,
absolutely.
"Oh, I sound horrible."
Absolutely as well.
It's really awful.
I can definitely relate to that. I can really relate.
Yes,
Well, you don't though, because here, I mean, you don't sound awful, because when you listen to your voice inside your head, you're not just hearing with your ears, you're hearing with your entire body, and it's the perfect sound system. It's absolutely perfect. Every
Yes.
tone, every note, you can hear it all, and it sounds so great. But when you hear it on a tape recorder or digital tape, you're not hearing those same resonators. What you're hearing is what everybody else hears, right? But so perfect. You listen to the voice, you're going, oh, that's horrible. It's thin, it's reedy, it's not good. But people listening to that tape hear what you hear inside your head. I know that sounds weird, but that's how it is. That's why someone would say, no, man, you sound fantastic. Oh, yeah, like to this day, I have a hard time listening to my singing voice. Even though everybody says, oh, you're a fabulous singer, go to Broadway, blah, blah, blah. I can't stand the sound of it because it doesn't sound like it's in my head. But it takes a long time to get used to it. Even like seeing yourself on camera, when you're acting, first off, you look at yourself on camera and you go, lie, lie, lie. Oh, that's why did they do that? Why did they do it that way? But people don't live inside your head. So when they're watching you, they're watching a performance. They're not watching what's inside your head. So you're your own worst critic. You know, that's how it works. It's taken me years before I can look at myself on TV and see myself as a character, and say, yeah, I believe that. I'm very happy with that performance, and I can watch it without thinking about what was behind that performance at that time of the day. So that's kind of fun. It's interesting to do that, but it takes a long time to get that. But that's above all those points that I've just pointed out. That's what you need to be a good voice actor. And you also need a good acting coach and someone who can point you in the right direction. So acting classes are great fun. Not that they will teach you how to act, but they will give you the tools to make your performance better. They'll give you what will make you a good actor, because everybody is a good actor. You just have to make yourself vulnerable and open yourself to all those feelings and all those different emotions to be a good actor.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's amazing advice you gave us, Garry. Just amazing. And wow.
Brilliant. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And I can definitely relate to what you said about, you know, when you hear your voice for the first time, you'll hate it. Because when I do, because I actually do voice acting as like a hobby these days. And when I hear my voice,
Same here.
when I hear my voice, I just feel like, oh God, I sound terrible.
But you don't sound terrible. You just got a Midlands accent, and I'm not holding that against you. No.
Oh, thank you. That's just real.
Now look, it's like this. I know you've got that localized accent, but it's great. I like it. I love the way it sounds.
That's a great that's a very good accent you just did then, Garry. That's brilliant.
And I just
you came out just looking there, didn't you? That's fine. Has anyone got any questions for Garry?
I was just gonna say I just realized that gravelly voice that he actually demonstrated earlier is actually I think was kind of similar to this one character you voiced in Dragon Ball called King Grumus.
So was that Mr. Potato Head? Was that the Potato Head character? I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, you've also
show.
done some anime outside of outside of Transformers stuff as well. How's it like working on that?
Double Dragons? Did you go Dragon Ball Z or Double Dragons?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I played the old man, the king.
That's cool.
I called him Potato Head. I can't remember what he sounded like. No, I'm just trying to remember the voice. It's been so long now. I can't remember the voice. But
there is a sound clip on behind the voice actors. It did sound very gravelly. If you want to listen to it.
The gravelly voice, yes.
I can.
Yeah, you can do all. There's so many different things you can do. If you change the shape of your jaw, if you just brush your jaw, all of a sudden you've got, a different character. If you, the way that you breathe, if you can add any kind of impediment that you want. Just take that voice from the front of your mouth and put it up into your nose and change your rhythms, and you'll come up with all kinds of different things. You see, it's amazing what you can do. And with that's just using your own voice, but it's all about resonators. It's all about placement. It's all about rhythm and tone. Because that's one thing I learned about accents. When you do an accents, English is English.
Yeah, it is.
It's all about rhythm and tone. Yeah. When you go up to Northern Ireland and they go, Clongarna, gonna do that now, right? But then you go 50 miles south into Dublin and they talk really flat to their teeth like that. They don't move their mouths at all. I don't know how they do that, but they do. And so you can, and even in your accent, there's so many different accents in England. I mean, you've got.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in England. Yeah,
Birmingham.
Lots of them.
Yeah, Sheffield.
I don't even know what accent I have, which is based in UK.
Yeah, well, where I came from, we all talked like that. Yeah, that Devon kind of accent. Me and my friend Mike were out in Bath the other day, and saw some tremendous things there. It was quite wonderful, But those are the things, and that's what it is. It's all tone and rhythm,
Yeah, and did you pick up the voice you have now, Gary, from living in Canada? Is that how you got your voice you have now?
Again, say it again.
Did you get the voice you have, which you're talking to us now from living in Canada?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's really interesting how, say if you have one accent first, it can change depending on where you live, how it just picks up like that. It's really interesting how it does that.
Well, oddly enough, if you're under the age of puberty, like 13.
Oh, well, I'm 23, so yeah.
Always be there. A little bit. And I was here under 13, so I lost my accent. But I tell you what, it's funny if I go over to the UK, if I'm in the UK more than a week, it comes back.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, of course, your convention visits you do, Gary, would you say you do like 5 or 6 a year? Have you got any plan for the UK at all?
Oh yeah, I'm interested as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've been looking at some of the other cons in the UK. I was over in Birmingham last August.
Oh wow!
A year ago, August.
Oh wow!
And that was fun. I had a bit of an embarrassing time there with autographs and stuff. But I got it all straightened out, so it was all good. It was a total misunderstanding on my part, and. But all in all, it was a wonderful experience. Great bunch of people. We had a lot of fun there.
Oh, wow. What an experience then to come out of the country somewhere else, the UK.
Oh, it was a bit overwhelmed.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was the money.
I was once in France.
And then we went down to London, and my cousin took her on a tour of London. And because I was visiting my brother, he was quite ill. and so we went around and tried the food and the accents and all the stuff. She was quite overwhelmed. She'd never been in a city with that many people all crammed in, and so many different nationalities. It was a total experience for her.
Wow.
The history was mind blowing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
But now I
imagine.
think she's got the bug. She's going, let's get some more in England.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, have you ever been in France?
Ever been in where?
France.
France.
In France. I actually have not done any cons in France, but I had lived in Paris 1973. I lived there for just a couple of months. I was there
wow.
in the Latin Quarter.
Yeah.
During the Manifeste and the student riots in the 70s. And I had a great time there. I went romping around Paris, and then I was in France. I hate to say it, 20 years ago, at least 20 years ago.
Wow.
I was there for. I toured all over France on a wine tour. My wife dragged me to, and we went to every corner of France. I mean, I drove about 7,000 kilometers.
Oh wow.
We went from the coast to Le Havre. We went from Le Havre to Paris, from Paris to Epernay, from Epernay down to Nancy and Nantes, and
Wow.
Toulouse, and what do you call it, Périgueux, and Saint-Maurice-sur-Mer, Avignon,
Wow.
Avignon, Aix-en-Provence, everywhere. We went everywhere in France. And people, when they think of France, they think of Cannes, or they think of Nice, they think of Paris. That's all they think of.
Yeah.
I think that's what France is. France is an incredible country.
Yes, it is. Lovely country.
I've actually been there once, and yeah, it's a.
Yeah, I was good.
Have you been
to Strasbourg? Been up the mountains in Strasbourg?
No, I don't think so.
And went down there, went to the caves, the Champagne caves. And, this place called Lascaux in France, where they found the prehistoric cave paintings.
Wow.
They had the underground cave paintings. Oh my God! It was just take your breath away.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And Gary, I'd love to ask you something. Have you ever been to Norway?
No, I have not. I
man.
rented it.
And I recommend it.
I was supposed to go to Sweden, to Malmo, before the COVID came, and that was canceled because of COVID. So,
what a shame.
I may go there one day to Malmo, but I've never been to Norway. I've never been to where I've been to. Yeah, well, a lot of places. I've never been to Denmark. I've been to Holland, but I've never been to Denmark.
I'd love to go to Holland one day, absolutely. Looks like a lovely country, Holland.
Oh, I love it. I have a friend of mine, Blake Rebouche, who's from New Orleans in Lafayette, Louisiana, by New Orleans. His father's a big swamp Cajun. And he's got that real, that kind of, that Louisiana accent. He's a Gemo kid, he's got like that. But he moved to France. He moved to Holland to do video games. He was a video game guy. And it was only supposed to be a temporary thing. Well, he's been there now, actually 15 years, 14 years, somewhere around there. Got married to a Dutch girl, became a Dutch citizen, and now has a family, and he just loves it there. He just stayed there. I mean, it's same kind of low country as Louisiana, but
Yeah.
it takes us much more civilized.
Yeah, I'd love to visit Netherlands one day for like a holiday or something. I'd really love to go there. Absolutely.
I've been to the Netherlands. I've been to the Netherlands once. What is it called? Iceland. Yeah, Iceland. We were going to Iceland,
nice.
and so we stopped in the Netherlands. So I was in Amsterdam for 1 day. I was there, even less than
Wow.
that. Yeah, for a short period of time. I was in Amsterdam.
Very clean.
I've been to the Netherlands twice. The first time was, of course, when I was born there, and second time was during a vacation.
Very nice.
I was in Iceland once, 1957. I was flying from England to Newfoundland or to Canada, and we ended up doing a stopover or layover, I guess a refuel, I don't know, in Iceland. I never got to see the country, but we were in it, basically kind of a rusticy kind of log cabin.
Oh, wow.
There was a rollicking snowstorm going on outside.
Well, my family, when we were visiting Iceland, we traveled like almost all of it, like all the major places we kind of visited. It was very beautiful, Iceland, very unique, certainly very.
Oh, gorgeous, yeah, man. Just like the Rock, like Newfoundland is very close to what Iceland is like too. I loved Newfoundland when I went there. I felt like, oh, home. It's quite the place. I wouldn't want to go to Iceland right at the moment. That town that's down south of Reykjavik is they're on the verge of a volcanic eruption there.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I heard about all these volcanic eruptions in Iceland. Yeah, I think there was one in 2010 called Eyjafjallajökull. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, that was one.
Yeah, that I thought I learned that.
I have a question for Gary.
Yeah, go on, Blaze.
Has Gary, have you ever been in Prague? Have you ever been in Prague, Gary?
In Cork?
In the Czech Republic, Prague.
Yes, I was. I was there at Mount Juliet. I was there at the golf course at Mount Juliet. And I was down at Limerick.
Oh, wow.
And I went through Cork. I got a funny story about Cork. Okay. I'm driving down the road. And I'm looking for this pottery place with my wife at the time. And I saw this fellow walking down the road. He had white hair, red face, and a sweater and everything. And I pulled over and I said, "Excuse me, do you know where this pottery place is?" And I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. And the guy goes, "Well, I tell you what. You go down the road here about a quarter mile. See a great big yellow house with a plaque here. When you see that, keep going. Another half mile. Then turn right, go down that road till you see this great old white house with a big blue gate." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you turn left there, and you keep going down the road about 2 miles. And on that corner there, the 2 mile, there's a shop." And I said, "Yeah, it is. You go in there, the fella that works there, he knows where it is." I thought that is so typically Irish. But there was a funny story about Cork too. You know where they got the big motorway going in now, right?
Yeah.
In Ireland. And this woman was on the talk radio and she's going, "Oh, I tell you, Kevin, it's terrible, terrible. All these kids, they're driving down the road so fast, they're cutting people off all over the place." And he goes, "Well, what'd you do?" And she said, "I went down and talked to the guy, I went to call the Garda." And she said, "Well, what happened?" "Well, they weren't there. It was closed." And he said, "Well, what time was it?" And she goes, "I don't know, it's about 3 o'clock, 3:40. And he said, "Of course it's closed, you daft woman. They've all gone home for tea." Things have changed in Ireland. But
yeah,
I love Ireland. I've traveled all through Ireland.
Very nice.
I stayed at Ashford Castle. Have you ever heard of Ashford Castle?
I've heard of it, yeah. I'd love to visit that castle one day.
I think it's owned by the Guinness family. It's a big hotel in a place called Pong.
Yeah, I'd love to visit that place. Yeah, in Ireland. I'd love to go on holiday one day.
Oh God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll
Absolutely
definitely consider
beautiful.
it. I'll definitely
Right on a
consider it.
big
Yeah.
lake. Yeah, well, I got family in Northern Ireland, in Lisburn.
Oh,
Northern
nice.
Ireland. And we went up to Belfast and was up there, and it was quite nice what they've done to the city after all the troubles that they had. It's the pedestrian malls and the what do you call it? The Titanic Museum was pretty amazing, and the Game of Thrones offices were right beside.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, love that show.
Yeah, I love the 7 seasons though.
To me, it's 7.
It's only 7.
Well, we had it was all good. Oh, you're distorting again. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. No worries, Gary. Yeah, it just happened. We've had quite a few connection problems tonight, sadly, but it's been an amazing chat, bro. Really been amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an honor. Yeah. Well, you guys, I hope you had a good time. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys.
Oh, are we wrapping up now, Gary? Are we wrapping up now, Gary? Are we wrapping up? Yeah.
Okay. Were you talking about Prague? What was that about Prague?
Yeah, Prague. Yeah, Prague. In the Czech Republic. Yeah, Prague.
I've been in Prague. I was there with. I went to a convention in Prague.
Oh wow!
And it was fantastic. What a place! Beautiful. The food's cheap. The beer's $1. The hotels were great. I mean, the breakfasts are a little weird, but the town of Prague is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, some of the cities in Europe that haven't been bombed. You know, so they had all the and I went to Kutna Hora and Lipnice and different places like that. I had a translator and a driver who took me all over the place. Went to the palace, the Wenceslas Palace, and it was so funny because there is the president. I think his name is Havel at the time. President of the Czech Republic, standing there talking with a bunch of kids in this courtyard by the palace, and I said, "Hey, who's that guy? Let's go and see." So we go walking towards them, and my translator goes, "Do you know who that is?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "That's the president. That's the president." I've been here my whole life. I've never seen the president.
Wow.
But it was
we have a new one now. Yeah, we have a new one.
It was really fun. But I've had great fond memories of that place. The Charles Bridge, and they have this bridge with all these locks all over the grill work of the bridge. So if you put your lock there, that means you're going to be in love forever or something. I don't know. But it was. I loved it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, I hate to say this, but my wife is driving me crazy.
Oh, is she? Oh, shall we wrap things up then, Gary?
So
yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, Gary. It's been a huge honor to talk to you and hear all these amazing stories. Thank you so much. And I think when it comes to this interview, I think it's best we say, now that was prime.
Just prime.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, everybody, you have a wonderful day today.
You too, Gary. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You too, Gary.
Yeah, hope you have a wonderful day.
It's late at night for you guys now, isn't it?
For me, it is. Yeah. It's nearly it's 11:15 for me at night, so it's pretty late for me.
No, not for me though. Not for me either.
No? Oh yeah, because you guys are in America.
Yeah.
That's right.
I live in Norway. It's almost midnight for me.
So it's like almost midnight for you.
Yeah.
It's nearly 12 a.m. here for me.
It's 15 more midnight.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. It was lovely to meet you all.
Yeah, been a huge honor, Gary. Thank you.
See you again soon.
Yeah, take care, Gary. Thank you so much. Till all are one.
care now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
All I want.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Oh, that was incredible.
Love
That was
that.
insane.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
And he spoke to us for such a long time as well. That was amazing.
Like nearly 2 hours of just pure fun.
Yeah.
I just texted
Damn
Gary
it,
saying it was an honor.
Because of the connection, guys, there's loads of questions here that I could have read out, but damn it. You know, because the connection one we had earlier, it happened with the comments like, well, I'm very sorry you guys who asked questions, you didn't get them answered. Very sorry about that. Stupid connection. But other than that, though, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gary was such a nice man, and we asked lots of great questions. You guys asked brilliant questions, by the way, and I love how he praised Zack Snyder as well. That was definitely really amazing.
Oh, yeah. He
Respect to Gary for that, and I love how he criticized Bryan Singer, because I hate Bryan Singer.
Yeah, he's an a-hole.
Yeah, he
I
is.
forgot who.
Yeah, he is.
Alexander, he's a director of several films. I know him mainly, of course, for the X-Men films and also the Superman Returns and Bohemian Rhapsody and you know, that biopic about Queen. And I think you know, I think he's a douchebag and an absolute idiot, because he committed a horrible crime which exposed him for 40 years, and yeah, he's been off for good ever since. And you know what, good riddance.
Yeah, no one's gonna miss him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna miss him. Screw him.
Yeah, nowadays I could really care less about it.
Yeah, he's one of those directors I couldn't care less about these days at all. But yeah, I love how Gary he talked so fondly of Zack Snyder. And while I do hate The Fly too, guys, I am really glad that Gary had lots of fun on that film.
Yeah, he definitely shared some very fun stories.
Did you guys also notice that he's so far been the second guest we had since Vic Chow to have the camera on for the whole chat?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Which is
Who else? Who was the first?
Vic Chow.
Vic Chow.
Yeah, Vic Chow, right, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know him for anything he's done, Alexander, but yeah, he was the guest who showed his camera when he came on for a brief visit because he was pretty busy.
I remember from Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Vic Chow. I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Goro from Ready Player One. Alexander he had a cameo on Ready Player One as Goro from Mortal Kombat, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was a huge honor to talk to Gary. You know, wow, incredible. And Patrick also made a thumbnail too for me to use as well, so that was great. So I can use that to make my thumbnail. He sent me a thumbnail to put on.
And yeah, I also love how Gary praised Tim Curry and,
absolutely,
and Robert Englund.
Yeah, I mean we love those guys. So hearing Gary praise them was just amazing. And we're talking about many of his roles as well, of course. We made it very different. We didn't just focus on one role. We talked about others, you know, like Optimus Prime and Primal and you know, Eggman and you know, Ninjago characters and of course his live action roles too and all that. Just brilliant.
Like,
yeah, it was a huge honor.
Yeah. Yeah, and when he talked about Kirby Morrow, oh man,
but isn't it a shocking coincidence that we did this stream on the anniversary when he died? That's just shocking. I had no idea.
That is shocking.
Yeah, I have no idea. Very shocking.
Heartbreaking too, must say. You know, it doesn't feel like it's 3 years really. I still remember broken.
It's been 3 years. Oh wow.
Yeah, since we lost Kirby.
And yeah, today even marks that day,
which is really sad.
I didn't even realize time flies so fast.
Yeah,
no,
time does fly when you have. I guess we have lots of fun, don't we, guys? We sometimes lose track of how much time's happening, really, you know. And I do also as well feel that you know, I mean, it was heartbreaking for me because Cole is my favorite Ninjago character.
I'm gonna have to go with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, because whenever I play Lego Ninjago movie game, guys, on PS4, I always play as Cole most of the time. I play as Cole. Unless I need to puzzle as another character, I play as Cole.
And to be honest, I think when it comes to the main four ninjas for Lloyd, I feel like Cole was the heart of
Oh, he was 100%. Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that.
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back.
No worries, Alexander.
Alexander.
Yeah, I think Cole was probably the one who made the team, you know, so great. Really, he was the heart and soul of them. You know. Like, what's Lily doing at my door? Lily, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you coming in? Why are you making scratching noises? Come in. Wonder what she's up to. Being a bit silly, isn't she?
And I still remember on that day, I was desperately wanting to be getting home so I could work on my tribute.
Yeah,
for
and you
Kirby.
finally did look at her, didn't you? It was a great tribute you did.
Yep, I was in a lecture for 3 hours, and I was like,
ouch.
Can we get this lecture over with so I can work on this?
I know you feel. I was a really fan of lectures either, to be honest, especially ones which are like 3 hours.
Yep, and the worst part is I actually found this out when I was in my class.
Yeah, I can imagine. Lily. And so, but yeah, that was just an incredible chat, guys. One of the best ones we've ever had, I must say. I love how Garry was so grateful with his time talking to us as well.
And yeah, many of his stories were just really hilarious too.
Yeah, they were. I love how he shared lots of stories from his past, you know, trips to other countries and talking with actors and all that. And I do also as well think, guys, when I hear his voice, especially when I've had it in this interview, is it me or does he sound similar to John Goodman a little bit?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, he sounds pretty close to John Goodman. So I was thinking, you know, if they can't get John Goodman for any roles in the future he's done before, they could get Garry to be a sound alike, couldn't they? You know, like Sully, for example.
Or maybe Hound.
Maybe, if he can do a gruff voice that Hound does. In which case, we could get me.
Yeah, of course, yeah.